I hope your journey in geography is going fine. You're enjoying it. Pranam Achutosh, Mohit, good morning. Saurabh, Raj, Ram, good morning. Anmol, Ruhi, good morning to all. Good morning, Sneha. So जितने भी लोग जुड़ गए हैं. I hope it's interesting. कुछ आपको मौसम के बारे में पता चल रहा है and you are able to understand certain basic things about atmosphere and its dynamism. And you're also reading something from NCERT. Yes, पढ़ रहे कुछ NCERT से. चलिए, welcome. Good morning, Manish. शांतनु, पिनाकी, वंदना, नामदेव, वेलकम टू ऑल. वेलकम. और आप ग्रुप पे आप देख रहे हैं बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस डल रहे हैं, इंडियन ज्योग्राफी के डल रहे हैं. इफ यू हैव नॉट डन इंडियन ज्योग्राफी टिल नाउ, यू हैव नॉट स्टार्टेड इंडियन ज्योग्राफी. शाम को 6 बजे इंडियन ज्योग्राफी चलता है एंड लॉट ऑफ इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग्स हैपनिंग ओवर देयर. बहुत सारी चीजें जो आप देखते हैं वो सारी चीजें वहां पर होती हैं. और आज से वहां शुरू होने वाला इंडियन क्लाइमेट, सो यू कैन बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट ऑल्सो. अगर आपकी तैयारी एकदम बिगिनर है सो दैट विल हेल्प यू. नॉट दैट यहाँ नहीं होगा, बट यहाँ होने में टाइम लगेगा, वो पेपर 2 में आएगा. Latent heat, but when condensation happens, that heat is water vapor will be released. What happens to that heat? Is that increase the temperature? So मेघा ने क्वेश्चन पूछा है, मेघा का क्वेश्चन का आंसर करेंगे. अदर पीपल यू कैन आस्क योर क्वेश्चंस. पहले 5 मिनट आपके डाउट्स होते हैं. गुड मॉर्निंग खुशी, पूर्वी, सुमित, वेलकम टू ऑल. ऑनेस्टली बताइए एनसीईआरटी पढ़ रहे हैं कि नहीं? गुड मॉर्निंग सर, हाउ आर यू? आई एम गुड रेहान, एंजॉयिंग, रीडिंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, लुकिंग फॉर गुड क्वेश्चंस फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू टू पार्टिसिपेट. आई थिंक आपको क्वेश्चंस का लेवल भी अच्छा लग रहा होगा. काफी चीजें, आई सिलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस नॉट जस्ट फॉर द फैक्ट्स ऑफ इट. कुछ चीजें फैक्ट भी रखते हैं, वी कीप सम फैक्ट आल्सो, बट द कांसेप्ट्स विल बी टेस्टेड इन दैट. And my intention is that in geography and environment, out of 25 questions in prelims, you should be able to pull out 20 at least. Yes sir, Telegram के questions काफी अच्छे हैं. दिव्यांशु, आंसर भी चाहिए. पता है इतने सिंपल क्वेश्चंस को लोग आंसर गलत कर रहे होते हैं. So when I look at the poll and the result of it, because I get to know the result, very simple question, people are making mistakes. So that's okay. सबकी अपनी तैयारी है, but I don't want my students to make those mistakes. ठीक है. Polar region tend to have more clouds. I did not get that. Polar regions have sinking air. How can it have? Okay, so ये यश का doubt. Rajwal sir, I have opted this for optional. Sir, if I have done class for physical geography before, so should I blindly follow this course for whole completion of this subject as per the optional and GS? Please tell. Thank you, sir. So anyone who wants to blindly follow anything, you will not make a great contribution to your life and others' life. ब्लाइंडली फॉलो तो भाई किसी को नहीं करना, और मुझे तो नहीं करना. अगर आपको कोई मास्टर मिले हैं जिन्होंने आपको पढ़ाया और कहा मुझे ब्लाइंडली फॉलो कर लो, तो भाई भगवान ने आंखें दी हैं, किस लिए दी हैं? ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करने के लिए नहीं दी थी, तो ब्लाइंडली फॉलो मत करना प्रज्वल. ठीक है. उसके बाद मैं चाहूंगा कि आप इसका पहला लेक्चर कोर्स ओरिएंटेशन देख ले, सो दैट विल हेल्प यू. ब्लाइंडली फॉलो वालों का तो वैसे भी मैं इतना ज्यादा ढूंढ नहीं रहा हूं, भक्त नहीं ढूंढ रहा हूं. मैं ढूंढ रहा हूं वो लोग जो 300 प्लस लेकर आएंगे. ठीक है. कोर्स कंप्लीट करने से अगर आईएएस बंदे होते तो बात ही क्या थी. तो सर मैं किसी और टीचर से पढ़ा हूं, आपके पास आना हुआ, अचानक मैं प्रकट हुआ हूं कि आपको मैं ब्लाइंडली फॉलो कर सकता हूं. अरे अगर मैं पगला गया, अगर मेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया, माय मेंटल इक्विलिब्रियम गोस, डू यू वांट टू टेक लॉस फॉर दैट? क्या बात कर रहे हैं. एंड एन आईएएस ऑफिसर शुड ही बी ब्लाइंडली फॉलोइंग एनीवन? ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ के भाई हम बहुत एम्पावर नहीं हुए प्रज्वल. अब जवाब ना दे पाएंगे इसका. ठीक है. हम ऐसे ही यार दिल से पढ़ाते हैं एकदम, क्योंकि दिल से पढ़ाएंगे तो तभी 300 प्लस आता है. किसी तरह से औपचारिकता से नहीं पढ़ाएंगे तो आज क्वेश्चन का जवाब ना दे पाएंगे. ब्लाइंडली फॉलो ना करिए. सर, इन जनवरी आइसोथर्म्स deviate northward in ocean and in southward in continent. Is it because of temperature difference or any other reason? Abhishek, only and only temperature. Isotherms means temperature, no? अब आप जानते हैं एवरीवन. एक क्वेश्चन, चलिए एक ये आइसोथर्म का डिविएशन, मैं फिर भी अभिषेक थोड़ा और समझ आएगा आपको. तो जनवरी और जुलाई से वो नहीं होना है, तो योर क्वेश्चन टेकन. और जिसका क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है जल्दी से देखते हैं. सर, आफ्टर 1.5 hour I start losing concentration in class. Your class is very interactive, but if you can suggest something for it, thank you. So डॉली, अगर आप कंसंट्रेशन लूज करते हैं तो 5 मिनट का ब्रेक ले लीजिए. दैट्स ओके. थोड़ा स्ट्रेचिंग कर सकते हैं. ट्रू. ओके. अमन का एक डाउट है, अमन का भी एक डाउट ले लेते हैं. क्या है सर? कैन आई वॉच डायरेक्टली दिस कोर्स और फंडामेंटल कोर्सेज प्री रिक्विजिट यू हैव टेकन अर्लियर? सो अमन, इट इज वेरी स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंडेड दैट जो बिगिनर्स फाउंडेशन है वो आप जरूर करें. ठीक है. तो अभी जैसे आप क्लास में आए हैं, यू हैव कम हियर, तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. बट बिगिनर फाउंडेशन आपको देता है बेसिक्स. तो अमन, मुझे नहीं पता आप कितना पढ़े हुए हैं, व्हाट इज योर एकेडमिक क्वालिफिकेशन, बट इमेजिन इफ समबडी जॉइंस अ क्लास ऑन मल्टीप्लिकेशन एंड डिवीजन, he says, sir, do I need to do addition and subtraction also? बच्चे मल्टीप्लिकेशन एंड डिवीजन में चाहिए होगा ना, सो दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। तो अगर आप आए हैं अमन, यू कैन अटेंड द क्लासेस, बट अपना एडिशन और सब्ट्रैक्शन मिस मत करिए, दोस आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्लासेस। मोहसिन कह रहे सर प्लीज गिव 5 मिनट ब्रेक। तो बच्चों मेरे पास अलार्म लगे रहते हैं, अगर आप बीच में अलार्म बजा देंगे सर 5 मिनट का ब्रेक दे दीजिए, सांस लेने दीजिए, तो दैट विल बी डन। सर डिफरेंस बिटवीन ड्राई एंड वेट एडियाबैटिक लैप्स रेट, आनंद आई विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट टुडे बच्चे, वी डिड नॉट कंप्लीट दैट टॉपिक ना यस्टरडे, तो आज बिल्कुल उस पे बात होगा, वी विल बी डूइंग दैट। अच्छा चलिए, सो थैंक यू, 5 मिनट्स आर ओवर, लेट अस स्टार्ट, और आई होप यू आर नॉट ब्लाइंडली फॉलोइंग मी, इरादा भी मत रखिएगा, you follow what is right. God has given you mind, and I've always maintained 100% teacher, 100% student. It is not 100% teacher. Sir, अगर मैं आपके पीछे पीछे चला तो क्या मेरा मोक्ष मिल जाएगा? सुनो, Krishna was only the Sarthi. Krishna was only the Sarthi. Arjun fought the battle. Arjun fought the battle. If you say नहीं सर, अगर आप ही रथ चलाते रहोगे तो क्या हम कुरुक्षेत्र जीत जाएंगे? मैं blindly आपके पीछे बैठूंगा. Does everyone not want to blindly follow someone? The country needs leaders, and the youth want to be followers. I have no issues. 99.9% belong to this. 0.1% are here. So that inspires me the most कि मैं 0.1% से या तो मिल रहा हूं, या एक अवसर है मुझे उन 0.1% को ये रियलाइज करवाने का that you belong to that. If you ask me questions, सर क्या आपको ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करेंगे, तो प्लीज बुरा मत मानिएगा, मेरा आंसर ना है, ना ही रहेगा। और भी बहुत मिल जाएंगे जो भगवान बनने को घूम रहे हैं। There are many teachers who want to be God. सबकी नहीं अपनी गुफा है, गुफा में बुला लेंगे। मैं नहीं हूं भाई, बुरा मत मानिएगा प्लीज, आई एम सॉरी, अपनी गुफा नहीं है यार, गेट दैट, आई एम रियली सॉरी। चलिए, लेट अस कम टू द रियल थिंग्स। गुफा तो हो गया खत्म। मनीष का एक डाउट है, मनीष के डाउट से पहले मैं घबरा जाता हूं, मनीष के डाउट काफी खतरनाक होते हैं। व्हाट इज जियोस्ट्रोफिक विंड? आई एम नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड। मनीष, आई प्रॉमिस आपको बताएंगे व्हाट इज जियोस्ट्रोफिक विंड। मुझे मौका दे दो, प्रेशर खत्म हो जाए, विंड का भी चैप्टर नहीं आया। आई अंडरस्टैंड मनीष, योर क्वेश्चन इज कमिंग फ्रॉम एनसीईआरटी, एंड इन एनसीईआरटी जियोस्ट्रोफिक विंड इज डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड, एंड इन फैक्ट देयर इज एन एरर आल्सो इन एनसीईआरटी। कोई बात नहीं, चलेगा, ठीक है, मैं पक्का समझाऊंगा मनीष। नो सर, वी विल नॉट फॉलो यू ब्लाइंडली। यस, प्लीज फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शंस व्हिच आर देयर एंड प्लीज डू इट। अच्छा चलिए, वापस आते हैं। वैसे तो 5 मिनट्स आपका टाइम होता है, आज 10 मिनट्स हो गए, कोई बात नहीं। शुड वी स्टार्ट? थैंक यू सर फॉर टेकिंग माय डाउट। अभी तो मनीष लिया नहीं है बच्चे आपका डाउट, बट आप मुझे सर्कुलेशन में याद दिलाएंगे अगर आपका नहीं होता है, तो ये पक्का मैं कराऊंगा। आज नहीं हो रहा है, आज जियोस्ट्रोफिक विंड नहीं है, जियोस्ट्रोफिक विंड विल बी टुमारो, देयर इज नो क्लास, डे आफ्टर टुमारो, ठीक है, ये मैंने पहले अनाउंस कर दिया। 5 मिनट का ब्रेक जब आप कहेंगे मुझे बता दीजिएगा, आई विल गिव यू अ स्लाइट स्ट्रेचिंग ब्रेक, वॉशरूम ब्रेक इफ यू वांट, 5 मिनट का वो दे दिया जाएगा, सो दैट कैन बी देयर। इन दैट टाइम इफ यू आर नॉट टायर्ड, सर मैं तो टायर्ड नहीं हूं, मुझे ब्रेक नहीं चाहिए, सो यू कैन रिवाइज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द क्लास, गेट दैट? आई गेट दैट सोनम, सब अलग अलग फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी होती है, सो आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैव डिफरेंट फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, सो आई नीड टू वर्क ऑन दैट। चलिए, पहली चीज, आई वांट टू स्टार्ट विद द स्टोरी, आई वांट टू स्टार्ट विद द स्टोरी, ठीक है, एंड उसमें आई एम फर्स्ट डीलिंग, मेरे पास एग्जैक्टली 10 मिनट्स है, इन 10 मिनट्स आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू answers to the question. Sir, what is dew point? Is it the temperature where relative humidity is 100% or the point where condensation starts? Anmol, both are same bachche. Relative humidity is 100% and the point where condensation should start, that is the temperature which is called dew point. But as I told you yesterday, that if there is no suitable surface, despite that RH equal to 100%, despite the condensation point, the freezing will not happen. Okay? So Anmol, I hope you get that. So my son, when he was growing and when he was really small, so when he was having food, we used to tell him to eat the food slowly. Eat the food slowly, chew it and then swallow. Don't do it in a hurry. And our common line was, जब तो गले में फंस जाएगा. The food will get stuck in your throat if you chew early and quickly, and it will get stuck. Is it a okay line for the parents to tell the kid? Yes, tiny kid, गला में फंस जाएगा. Don't do that. So someday it got stuck also. It got stuck also. So now when it got stuck, so what did the parents say? See, we told you it will get stuck. गले में फंस गया कि नहीं? And the child faced some pain also. Will some pain also happen? Perfect. Now I want to tell you, pain is a very strong memory. Pain is a very, very strong memory. Remember the first time you touched a hot object in the kitchen, it just registers in your mind. So the child, when he experienced pain in the throat, that automatically registers. Get that? Now the thing continued, story is over and everything. So one day, my son came to us, both husband and wife, and he said, Mama, पेट में गला फंस रहा है. My stomach is getting stuck in the tummy. Now how can the throat get stuck in the stomach? So Sonam is saying, so cute. Sonam, I should have slapped him. What wrong English you were saying, or what wrong Hindi you were saying? What language are you understanding? How can throat get stuck in the stomach? So Dhruv is saying, sir, please, don't be that bad. You are a teacher, but you are a father also. No, the kid just want to say, sir, it is pain. Everyone, do you agree? For the kid, pain was throat, but now the similar feeling is in the stomach. So he says, in my tummy, throat is getting stuck. Yes or no? Why did the kid do that? बच्चे ने ऐसा क्यों किया? Because he did not have the vocabulary for that. उसके पास वो दर्द नाम नहीं था कि दर्द हो रहा है, गला में दर्द हो रहा है, पेट में दर्द. Later on he understood, okay, pain is a word. Is everyone okay? I took probably 1 minute to tell the story. Do you appreciate the story? Now everyone, let us understand one thing. That for the want of a suitable word, for the want of a suitable expression, sometimes we use certain things which convey the idea, which need not be correct. The child was wrong, yes or no? But you should be able to understand. This is what is read in between lines. सिर्फ शब्दों को ना पढ़े, in between lines भी पढ़े. Get that? तो कुछ शब्द मुझे बताते हैं, शब्दों ने कहा कि सर क्या मैं आपको ब्लाइंडली फॉलो कर सकता हूँ? तो ये बहुत अच्छे शब्द नहीं. So followers नहीं, हमें तो लीडर्स चाहिए भाई. Yes or no? हाँ बिल्कुल, प्रियंका ने कहा once I use the word upward for poleward, poleward भी नहीं कहूंगा प्रियंका, मैं कहूंगा northward, but a beginner will say ना upward, southward, but actually it is northward, southward. We understand that perfectly. So there is heat coming, okay everyone, there is heat coming, and heat has to travel 11 kilometers. So heat is coming and has to travel 11 kilometers to reach the surface. Now in this 11 kilometer will there be dissipation of heat? क्या 11 किलोमीटर में heat जो है loss होगा या नहीं होगा? So will the heat reduce by the time it reaches the ground? Okay, perfect. The heat in case number 2 has to travel 30 kilometers to reach the ground. So where will be the heat loss more, delta H1 or delta H2? So heat loss will be more in this. What are these? These are inclined radiation and this is vertical radiation. This happens at equator. This happens at poles. Simple concept समझ में आ गया. So that is why we say that at poles the rays are oblique, slanting rays आती हैं and उसकी वजह से heat क्या होती है? कम होती है. So the sunlight is there. Sunlight is there. अच्छा honestly बताइए, people who have faced winter, in winter even if the sun is there, but उसकी जो गर्मी आती है, the rays are not warm enough. Even the sun is there, you can sit very easily in that. तो वही हो रहा है पोल पे. Even if you have heard that 6 months the sun is there, but that doesn't mean scorching heat. उसका मतलब क्या होता है? Heat आती है लेकिन मंद मंद heat आती है. Is everyone okay? ये समझ में आया? तो आइडिया ये है, सिर्फ ये आइडिया है जॉब डन, कि पोल पर जो हीट आ भी रही है वो उतनी गर्म नहीं होती है, इसलिए पोल कम होते हैं. बट बोथ इक्वेटर एंड पोल आर रेडिएटिंग हीट. लॉस दोनों पे हो रहा है. एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज इन द पोल नेट लॉस होता है और इसमें क्या होता है? नेट गेन होता है. देयरफॉर दिस इज हीट एक्सेस, दिस इज हीट डेफिसिट. इज एवरीवन ओके? कल हमने पूरा 1 घंटा लगा दिया यार इसमें, आज फिर मैं इसी पर बात कर रहा हूं. नाउ गलती से that fellow writes, who geography made simple, writes कि first of all you have to travel a long distance. There are many factors which will cause diffusion to happen. Many factors will cause heat to diffuse in the polar region. वो कहता है यहाँ तो बादल भी रहते हैं, इधर तो बादल भी रहते हैं. बादल can be in the form of low formation of fog or something like that possible. Now somebody said कि अब ये बताइए sir, how can there be clouds in the poles? They are saying there are more clouds in the pole. How is it possible sir? This is my doubt. Pole is sinking air. बोल दिया लड़ तो सकते नहीं. Yes or? So yesterday also many people were trying to give me example this and that. I said many more things. So he's just saying that by this he means that generally the transparency of the atmosphere in the poles is a little low. Dushyant is saying one little doubt, why net gain and loss? Dushyant, ना आप कल समझे, ना आप आज समझे, ना आपने पढ़ा. कल पूरा 1 घंटा इसी पे लगा के किया है. तो मैं वो खेल में फंसूंगा नहीं. दुष्यंत कनकन जेना आपका नाम है, मैं इसमें फंसूंगा नहीं. आप पिछले बैचेस में भी, जीएस में भी आप घर जाके पढ़ते नहीं, मुझे मत फंसाइए, मैं नहीं फंसने वाला हूं. कल फंसे थे, रिमेंबर? कल पूरा बताया नेट गेन नेट लॉस कैसे होता है. एंड थैंकफुली सम पीपल आए, भाई रिकॉर्डिंग देख ले, दोबारा से 1 घंटे नहीं बताना चाहिए. डू वी अंडरस्टैंड? आई होप यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द टीचर शुड नॉट बी कॉट इन सच ट्रैप्स. तो सभी बच्चे समझ गए? तो चीजों को क्या समझे? व्हाट डू वी अंडरस्टैंड इन दिस? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड कि वो जो एक लाइन लिखी हुई है जिसको आप मार्क करके लगा देते हैं कि सर यहाँ पे क्लाउड कैसे हो गया. So he's just trying to say that there are many reasons the heat which is reaching the poles is not as effective, and he just writes the word that they are more cloudy. Everyone, sorry, there was a power cut, so the signal was getting cut. Okay, और यश आपको आंसर मिल गया. So अब ऐसा हो जाता है कि बुक में लिखा हुआ है, so please do not fight with your own common sense. Your common sense is absolutely correct. At the poles, there will be less cloud formation compared to equator, but in the context जिस संदर्भ में वो कहा गया, that is there. ठीक है. अब अपने ग्रुप पर भी डाला, बाकी लोगों ने भी इस पर कुछ आइडिया लगाने की कोशिश की, but I thought let me speak here, why not on the group. यहाँ तक क्लियर सब लोग? Everyone, are you getting the audio and video fine now? Yes sir, now I get the book was trying to get the big picture. बिल्कुल book में big picture होगी, and if what you are saying is a micro thing at a micro level, you are absolutely correct. ठीक है. सब लोग बच्चे एक बार रिफ्रेश कर लेंगे. I'm sorry for this power cut, जो भी हुआ जिस वजह से there was some disturbance which came in between. Everyone with me? Well, reading GC Leong can be referred NCERT. Yes, Manish, you can. Books are same. You should be cross referring. ठीक है. चलिए तो उसके आगे बढ़ते हैं. Everyone, heat loss during evaporation. अब मेघा ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा. Everyone, so when water turns into vapor, it takes some heat, no? Evaporation causes cooling. Yes, your body sweats. गर्मी में पसीना आता है. Evaporation happens. Do you feel cool or not? So she's saying that heat loss during evaporation, latent heat. But when condensation happens, जब condensation होगा, वापस condense करेगा, what will happen to the latent heat? तो द लेटेंट हीट विल बी रिलीज्ड, दैट इज कॉल्ड द रिलीज ऑफ लेटेंट हीट ऑफ कंडेंसेशन. अब्सॉर्ब क्या हो रहा है? लेटेंट हीट ऑफ इवेपोरेशन. वाष्पीकरण में कुछ अब्सॉर्ब हो जाता है और वापस जब हम जो है उसमें जब संघनन होता है, व्हेन कंडेंसेशन हैपेंस, तो वो रिलीज हो जाती है. तो अब मेघा का क्वेश्चन ये है कि वाटर वेपर विल बी रिलीज, फिर इस हीट का क्या होगा? तो बेटा हीट से एक ही चीज होती है. हीट से इफ इवेपोरेशन कॉजेस कूलिंग, कंडेंसेशन विल कॉज हीटिंग. कई बार आप देखेंगे इफ यू आर फ्रॉम नॉर्थ इंडिया, इफ इट रेन्स इन अ समर आफ्टरनून और इवनिंग, वो दिन और गर्म हो जाता है. ठीक है, इफ दैट इंक्रीजेस द टेम्परेचर. सो जो आपने सोचा है मेघा, यू आर थिंकिंग राइट आल्सो. सो व्हेन इवेपोरेशन इज हैपनिंग, कूलिंग इज हैपनिंग, व्हेन द ऑपोजिट हैपेंस, जब संघनन होता है, व्हेन दिस इज देयर, इट विल हैपन. विल इट इफेक्ट द रेट? हाँ बिल्कुल होगा, अभी उसी की बात करेंगे मेगा. विल इट इफेक्ट द लैप्स रेट? इट विल 100% इफेक्ट दैट. यहां तक समझ में आ गया? देन इट विल क्रिएट लो प्रेशर. आशुतोष लो प्रेशर करेगा, क्या करेगा? वो धीरे धीरे आपको समझ आ जाएगा. व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग हायर लेवल क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, आपको बिल्कुल आएगा. बट ये बेसिक चीजें आप बिल्कुल सही कर रहे हैं. अब एक और चीज बताना चाहता हूं एवरीवन last so that we can come to today's topic. So this is equator. Okay, everyone please get that. This is equator and the temperature expected over here is 23 degrees Celsius. What is this line called joining equal temperature? Isotherm. Very good. So equator say is 21 degree or 22 degrees Celsius and here it is 23. You know, towards 30 degrees clear sky and all that. ऐसा कुछ था. Perfect. Everyone okay? So यहाँ पर क्या होगा? 23. इधर क्या होगा? 24 होगा. Something 22, 20. It will be like that. Now let me bring land over here. If land comes, तो वो क्या कर देगा land? What will the land do? Everyone, what will be the temperature at x? What will be the temperature at x? 23, above 23 or below 23? More than 23. More than 23. Yes. So यहाँ पर तो 24 हो गया. Probably 25 भी हो सकता है. Yes or no? What was expected? 23. So where will 23 be? 23 will be there. But sir, थोड़ा सा पोलवर्ड जाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि उधर ही आएगा ना. उधर ही टेम्परेचर इज डिक्रीजिंग दैट साइड. नो 23, 22. So will it bend? So ये जो आप पूछते हैं कि सर लैंड पर नॉर्थ में जा रहा है, पोल में जा रहा है, वाटर पे जा रहा है, डोंट डू दैट. व्हाट डू यू डू? यू फाइंड आउट, लुक एट द आइसोथर्म एंड अप्लाई योर लॉजिक, व्हिच वन विल बी वार्मर. ठीक है, तो किसी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा कि सर वो कहां पर होगा, तो ये ऐसा नहीं है कि जनवरी में कोई रूल लगा रहे हैं वो लगा रहे हैं. आप लगाइए ना, उसको बना के देख लीजिए. इफ यू मेक इट यू विल गेट टू नो. इज एवरीवन विद मी? यहां तक क्लियर? Now everyone, there is a bigger thing which I want to talk about here. तो ये क्वेश्चन तो जिसने पूछा, it's okay, I said you can have that. अभी यहाँ पर क्या होता है? यहाँ पर एक cold water आता है ना, cold water comes. Cold water, what is this cold water? Beniguela current. Suppose it is 18 degrees Celsius cold water. So what will happen to 23 वाला? अरे भाई 23 वाला push हो जाएगा इधर को. Because 18 has come, no? So this is 18, there will be 19, there will be 20, and then finally 23 will come. So please find out what is happening. तो वो करंट से हो जाएगा. तो जून, जुलाई, जनवरी एंड जुलाई तो सीजन ही है ना. But currents तो रहेंगे, that is what we are looking at. But yes, it will decide कि आपका land, ये जो, why did you say it will shift that side? Because you thought of summer. In summer, lands heat more. But if it was winter, then you would think of land cools more. Yes or no? Then the shift will be on the other side. Is everyone okay? Now I want to give something else. I took this question because the question is easy. All of you understand also, but I wanted to give something else. What was the expected temperature at X if land was not there? What was the expected temperature at X if land was not there? 23. But actually the temperature turned out to be 24. Why? Because land heats more than water. Is everyone okay? सब लोग मेरे साथ हैं? X पे expected 23 था लेकिन निकला 24. ठीक है, इसको बोलते हैं एनामली. एनामली का मतलब जो एक्सपेक्टेड है उससे विभिन्न आ गया, तो उसके लिए शब्द है, टर्म है एनामली. एनामोलस, एनामली. एंड इज इट हायर देन एक्सपेक्टेड और लोअर देन एक्सपेक्टेड? हायर है या लोअर है? इफ इट इज हायर देन इट विल बी कॉल्ड एज पॉजिटिव एनामली. इफ higher than expected. ठीक है. Point Y, what was the expected temperature? जल्दी से बताइए. Point Y, what was the expected temperature? 23. What is the temperature? What is the temperature actually? 18. Because of the cold water. कौन सी anomaly है Y पर? Y पे भी anomaly हो गया. Anomaly कौन सी? Negative. So I thought you will come across positive anomaly, negative anomaly. My students should not be afraid. घबराए नहीं. ये शब्द आएगा, चिंता तो नहीं है. Everyone okay? What is anomaly? Difference from expected. जो आपने सोचा था वो नहीं निकला, तो वो anomaly है. When I teach you students and you ask me certain strange questions which I had told already yesterday. Somebody said, no sir, why that difference in net gain and net loss? I spent the whole 1 hour, but you are again saying that. So what is this? Anomaly. So what did I say? To resolve this anomaly, watch yesterday's 1 hour. Let us not repeat that. Anomaly is a simple English word. Anomaly means deviation from what is expected. Is everyone with me? That is why I always say preferably attend the live classes. You can ask your questions. That also gives me feedback that where the student is showing anomaly, how can I rectify that? So please do not feel your questions are wrong, but questions tell me that this was the expected understanding from the student. He has performed lower than that. So negative anomaly. Some people ask such questions. जैसे किसी ने पूछा था उससे क्या टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाएगा? Oh yes, positive anomaly. You are thinking in the right direction. Everyone okay? So thank you for the questions. With this we end the doubt sessions. और कोई डाउट है तो वो कल देखें, कल नहीं, कल अगेन आई सेड आई हैव सम वर्क टुमारो, सो द प्लानर इज नॉट शोइंग एनी क्लास टुमारो, so you get an opportunity 4 days. Some people want a rest gap in between. Can we repeat from NCERT के chapter पढ़ लेने चाहिए from the climate, yes or no? Now some of you also have not done GC Leong. I want to tell you GC Leong chapter 13 and chapter 14, two chapters 13 and 14 are on climate, weather, atmosphere. You should read them. So कल का homework for tomorrow is holiday. Would you like to read GC Leong chapter 13, chapter 14? I very clearly tell my students क्या करना है. I have realized, I was talking to my challenger group yesterday. There are 5 students with which I am working with. So I told them, मैंने कुछ target दिया था, they achieved the target, and the area where I did not give them a target, they were all confused. I said it is always better to give them target. Purvi कह रहे हैं sir, it is my birthday tomorrow, so Purvi, happy birthday in advance, enjoy your birthday, and you get an off also. So Sonam is saying please repeat net issue. ऐसा तो कुछ मैंने बोला नहीं बच्चे, जो बताना था वो बता दिया. तो GC Leong का ये पढ़ेंगे, और NCERT से कौन से chapters पढ़ेंगे? 9, 10, 11. यही है ना? Do we get that? So done. Tomorrow's homework in holiday. Do that. That will work for you. चलिए आगे बढ़े. So we are on lecture 4. What are we going to talk about today? Atmospheric stability and instability. So are you ready for a technical topic? बाकी लोग लगे आज जन्मदिन ही विश कर दें. हो गया जन्मदिन? आ जाए ज्योग्राफी में. ठीक है. Saturday not showing class. Saturday नहीं दिखा रहा है, कल नहीं दिखा रहा है. Please check. कब का छुट्टी दिखा रहा है? Saturday is a class. Tomorrow is not showing. ठीक है. Okay, everyone. Are you with me? Are you ready for a technical topic? Ready? Everyone. Hindi, English, both languages. Please do let me know whenever there is a problem. We're going to talk about. ये तो हो गया. Everyone, this was the doubt. जो पूछ रहे थे कि एक तो हमें लंबा जाना है. How many kilometers? 30 kilometers. And this is how much? 10 kilometers, 11 kilometers. That was. And we said that it is cloudy also. Please understand, it is not cloudy compared to equator. So this is that. What is atmospheric stability? Atmospheric stability is tendency of atmosphere, keep jotting, tendency of atmosphere to resist change. Get that? True. If the state of atmosphere remains unchanged, state remains unchanged, that is stability. Instability is if there is a change in the state of atmosphere. और state किसमें होती है? State is in the terms of variables like components बताए थे ना, temperature, pressure, humidity. सोनम क्लास में वापस आ जाओ, आशीर्वाद देना बाद में कर लेना, ठीक है? ये समझना ज्यादा जरूरी है, बता रहा हूँ टेक्निकल एरिया है, तुम जन्मदिन विश करते रह जाओगे. कैन वी कंटिन्यू? इसीलिए बोलता हूँ भाई, ब्लाइंड तो किसी को फॉलो नहीं करने का, ब्लाइंड नहीं खेलने का, जुआ नहीं चल रहा है. वी आर इनटू अ वेरी पर्पसिव थिंग, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग. ठीक है. और कई बार तो आपको पता भी नहीं होता, जिसको आप जो भी नाम सोच रहे हो वो था या थी, ऐसा. सो ऑनलाइन इट इज बेटर. मैंने कर दिया आपके बिहाफ पे, मैंने पूरी विशेष भेज दी पूर्वी के पास, आप चिंता ना करें. ओके, कम बैक. आप स्टेबल रहे, स्टे अनचेंज. इफ समबडी सेज आज मेरा बर्थडे है, आज मेरी शादी है, एनिवर्सरी है, यस, छोड़ दो. आज यूपी के चुनाव में योगी जी जीत रहे हैं, संभाव. नर्मदा नदी किसके लिए है? वैराग्य. तो सारे स्टूडेंट्स को जाकर एकदम नर्मदा में डिप ले लेनी चाहिए, कुंभ में. ठीक है. वैराग्य की नदी. अभी थोड़ी देर वैराग्य रखेंगे. गुफा वाले बाबा बहुत हैं, गुफाओं में ना जाए. गुफा में धर्म पे बात हो जाती है. ज्योग्राफी मेरा धर्म है, हिस्ट्री मेरा धर्म है. लेट्स स्टॉप दैट. चलिए. पंजाब इलेक्शन रिजल्ट ऑल्सो सर, आम आदमी पार्टी जीत रही. फिर अभी बर्थडे था, अब हम चुनाव पे चले जाएं. बेटा क्या बता रहे हैं डॉली? वैराग्य. फिर आप बोलते 1.5 आवर में मैं थक जाती हूँ सर. फोकस फोकस, एटलीस्ट 1.5 आवर्स तो फोकस करो. समझ में आ रहा है व्हाट इज स्टेबिलिटी, व्हाट इज इनस्टेबिलिटी? एकेडमिक स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए. पीपल हु आर गोइंग टू क्लियर दिस एग्जामिनेशन आर इनटू एकेडमिक स्टेबिलिटी, है ना? और वो जो 4 टीचर सर मैं फलाने का फॉलो करके आ गया हूँ कि आपको ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करूंगा, पूछने का नहीं है सवाल. इसमें तो मैं बहुत क्लियर हो चुका हूँ. ये वाला खेल तो ऑनलाइन में इतना गंदा चल रहा है कि नेटफ्लिक्स की तरह देख रहे हो. तो ये वाले स्टूडेंट के क्वेश्चन के लिए जीरो रिस्पेक्ट है भाई, जीरो. बुरा मानो अच्छा मानो, जीरो. एजुकेशन को कमोडिटी बनाओगे, बेइज्जती करोगे एजुकेशन की, एंड यू विल प्ले विद द होल आइडिया ऑफ सिविल सर्विसेज. इस मास्टर को देखा, उसको देखा, आप भी देखेंगे. कौन सा वाला नाच दिखाएंगे? छोड़ूंगा नहीं. वेरी क्लियर. लेट अस सीरियसली टॉक अबाउट 300 प्लस. 300 प्लस, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम हियर फॉर. तो स्टेबिलिटी आ गई. तो जिनका जन्मदिन है मुबारक हो, जिनका चुनाव जीत रहे हैं, आपका प्रत्याशी जीत गया तो मुबारक हो, और अगर आपका हार गया तो भी मुबारक हो. लेट अस कीप दैट असाइड एंड लेट्स कम बैक, क्योंकि अब एक टेक्निकल टॉपिक आ रहा है. ठीक है. अभी पता करना है that whether the atmosphere is going to be stable today or not. Whether the atmosphere is going to be stable today or not, whose job? the weatherman's job, India Meteorological Department, वो कैसे बताता है? So a technical topic is about to come. Please put your attention on this. The stability of the atmosphere is determined by measuring only one thing: temperature. Temperature will tell us. The solution to the puzzle lies in temperature, but not at the horizontal, at various heights. Is everyone okay with that? Air temperature at various heights. This measure is called the environmental lapse rate. This measure is called the environmental lapse rate. We have already talked about this. This is not to be confused with adiabatic temperature. So adiabatic nahi soch rahe, environmental lapse rate. What is environmental lapse rate? The rate at which the temperature falls with altitude 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer, which is the average value, but it can range from 2 to 12. क्या मैं पढ़ा चुका हूं कल? Have I already explained that yesterday? I'm taking the liberty of that. Environmental lapse rate actually is the temperature of the atmosphere as determined by observation from radio balloons, जिनको radio sound कहते हैं. But adiabatic temperature change is something else. It is the change in temperature. It is the change in temperature of a parcel of air. Remember yesterday I told you of a parcel of air. यहाँ तक clear है सब लोग? One more thing. ये हमने कल किया था. This is where the slide ended. Environmental lapse rate is 6.4 to 6.5 degrees Celsius. That's the average value. This is the range. And why does it happen? It is a diabatic process. Diabatic means it is connected to the heat of the earth. If you go away from this, that is there. But for a parcel, there is something called as adiabatic, in which the parcel expands. Parcel of air expands, and in expansion, it will have to use its energy. It will have to use its energy. So cooling is not due to distance from earth. It is not due to, but cooling is due to expansion. Expansion is spend on energy. यहाँ तक बात आ गई थी सबको? So that is that. Is everyone okay? Can I again draw the diagram which I had drawn yesterday? ALR, NLR. Are you okay with this term ALR? Oh, sorry, not ALR. Normal or atmospheric lapse rate. ELR. Okay. Normal lapse rate or environmental lapse rate. Is everyone okay with this? Is 6.5 होती. Can I say ELR here is 5 degrees Celsius? Now when I say 5 degrees Celsius, this is my example because its value can be 2 to 12. Is everyone okay? To make my calculations easy, 5 ka table is easy. Remember school days, 5 table was easy. Table of 10 was also easy. So that is why I've taken 5. Okay. Ground surface, the temperature at the ground surface is 35 degrees Celsius. 35 degrees Celsius. What will be the temperature in the thermometer at 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer, 4 kilometer, 5 kilometer? You can also draw this. क्या होगा जल्दी से बताइए? Everyone, can you fill in the blank? Okay, sir, it will be ये देखो 33.5 वाला कौन चरस कर रहा है? Who is doing this 33.5? मीठा चरस का सेवन ना करें. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. I took 5 because I thought everyone will give right answer. उसमें भी गलत कर रहे हो. So thank you everyone for writing this. Now we have a parcel of air. A parcel of air which is at 35. So what is this? Air parcel at 35 only. But when it reaches this height, it becomes bigger. It becomes bigger. It becomes further bigger. Why is it expanding? Everyone, why is it expanding? Sir, because the outside pressure is reducing. So this fellow is expanding. Why is it expanding? Because the pressure is reducing. If the pressure here was 1000 millibar, this is 900 millibar, 800 millibar, 700 millibar, 600 millibar. Get that, everyone? Yeah, clear है सब लोग? And then we measured the temperature. We did not find it 30. We found it 25. We found it 15. We found this as 0.5 and we found this as -5. So this was also cooling. This was also cooling, but at a rate called -10. Instead of -5, it was cooling at this. Temperature is decreasing and pressure also decreasing. So Manish, let me get the sequence correct. Everyone, ताकि गलत ना हो. Everyone, Hindi medium, English medium, sequence. Get the sequence, get the chronology correct. Air parcel is going up. Because it is going up, the surrounding pressure is reducing. Because surrounding pressure is reducing, the air parcel expands. Because the parcel is expanding, it needs to do some work. So वो अपने आप कुछ कर रहा है expansion में. It is spending its energy. Because it is spending its energy, loss of energy means less temperature. Its temperature is falling. And this temperature fall is because of expansion. And this temperature fall is because of distance from Earth's surface. Get that? So everyone, please listen to me. You ran non-stop for 5 kilometers. You are a professional runner. You ran non-stop for 5 kilometers. You are sweating profusely and your face is red hot. Get that? You ran, आप 5 किलोमीटर दौड़े हैं, बहुत पसीना आ रहा है, चेहरा लाल और गर्म. Get that? Second is, you are suffering from COVID and you have high fever. You are sweating, चेहरा लाल और गर्म. COVID, hot face, sweating, and after running, hot face, sweating. Both of them, the situation looks the same, but is the cause same? So only the situation is same, the cause is different. So in these two, what we are looking at, in both cases, the temperature is falling, but the cause is different. In one case, the cause is diabetic, because you are going away from the heat source, and in other case, the cause is adiabatic. In both the cases, temperature is falling, so what do we call it? Lapse. In both cases, lapse हो रहा है. दोनों में ऊर्जा का क्षय हो रहा है, तापमान गिर रहा है. बट एक में डायबिटिक है और एक में ए डायबिटिक है. समझ में आ गया? इज एवरीवन ओके विद दिस? ये कल किया था, आज फिर रिपीट किया है. मैंने कहा टेक्निकल टॉपिक है, दैट इज देयर. यहां तक क्लियर? सो इन द मॉर्निंग मेट डिपार्टमेंट जाता है और वो एक बलून छोड़ देता है. व्हाट डज इट डू? एक गुब्बारा छोड़ता है, उस पे थर्मोमीटर इज अटैच्ड टू दैट बलून. So can it tell the ELR in the morning to the weatherman? उसको पता होता है ना आज ELR क्या है, कितना हो सकता है? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 तक हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. It will change from place to place, it will change from season to season, but can it be measured? It can be measured. Is everyone okay? Perfect. Now everyone, everyone. So you have a child. He comes to your place. There is a family. आपके घर में गेस्ट आया है, and there is a child. He has come to your place, and you tell the child, you sit here. I will play some games with you. Get that? You sit here. I will play some games with you. The child sits here, you play a game, and then you say, okay, you sit here, I will bring another game, we will play again. The child is sitting there also. Get that? This way, you bring 5 games, and the child is waiting, and he plays with you. Another case, a child comes to your place, and you say, I'll play with you, I'll get you a game. When you come back, the child is missing. वो इधर उधर भाग गया. Yes or no? You look for him. I got you a game. He said, I like this. Chalo beto. You played, and then the child said, I'm bored. I want different game. You say, okay, you sit here, I'll get the game. You get the game, and the child is again vanished. Child A is the first one, child B is the second one. Which one is unstable? Child B is unstable. Child A is stable, stays there. Same for atmosphere. If an air parcel has a tendency to stay close to the ground, it is stable. If an air parcel has a tendency to stay where it is on the ground, it is stable. If an air parcel has a tendency ऊपर जाता है, अरे इसको दबाओ नीचे, you push it down, it will again go up. You push it down, it will again go up. That parcel is unstable. Is everyone okay? So stability and instability is simply one thing. You have to find out the air of Delhi, whether it is stable. Does it stay at the same place? It is stable. But if it has a tendency to keep rising, because when it rises, condensation hoga, cloud hoga, everything will come. That is that. Is everyone okay? Are you still with me? Forget the child. Do you understand how do we catch? What is the criteria? Abhi kya hoga? I'll go further. Is the criteria clear to all? Agar air uthti hai, if the air has a tendency to rise unstoppably, that is unstable. If the air has a tendency to stay on the ground, that is. Now let us experiment with this. Let us experiment with this air. This air parcel. This air parcel is Mr. X. This air parcel is of चेन्नई. चेन्नई नहीं करते, इस एयर पार्सल को हम बनाते कनाडा. दूसरा चेन्नई बनाएंगे. बट कनाडा में 35 नहीं होता. चलो छोड़ो, लेट अस कीप इट. कनाडा में 35 बढ़ा दे. बट कनाडा में इस बार बहुत हीट हुआ था कि नहीं हुआ था? Suddenly the temperatures broke record. चलो anyways, this is an air parcel. Everyone, what is the tendency of the air parcel at ground? So I am putting A, B, C, D, E. Everyone to pay attention. Everyone, I will expect an answer. हिंदी अंग्रेजी दोनों माध्यम से मैं उम्मीद करूंगा कि आप उत्तर देंगे. पहली चीज, when the parcel is at A, does it want to rise up or does it want to stay on the ground? You have to decide. So now nobody has a criteria, बस एक guess mark. Everyone is guessing. So I want to tell you, what is the temperature of surrounding? 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. Everywhere 35. What is the temperature of the parcel? 35. Is it lighter, heavier, or same as the surrounding air? Is it lighter, heavier, or same? Same, sir. So why will it have a tendency to rise? Which one will have a tendency to rise? जो warm होगा. The one which is lighter वो होगा ना. यहाँ पे tendency क्या है? Zero, sir. Zero. No tendency. वही रहेगा. अभी stable नहीं. You don't use the word stable. I'm just saying this is that. Now if I lift this air to 1 kilometer, now this air has been lifted to 1 kilometer forcefully. Remember आपको lifting के 4 तरीके बताए थे. 4 ways in which lifting can happen: orographic barrier, frontal. For some reason this air lifts and it reaches B. Now tell me, what is the tendency? To rise up or to come down? So everyone is saying rise, 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 rise. Now this shows that none of you is understanding anything. None of you is understanding anything. अब मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ, what is the temperature of the surrounding? 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. What is the temperature of the parcel? 25. So is the parcel colder than the surrounding or warmer than the surrounding? Is the parcel colder than the surrounding or warmer than the surrounding? If it is colder, should it rise? Should it rise? ठंडी हवा उठेगी या? There were people who were in a hurry to say, sir, it will rise, rise, rise. I said, logic तो लगाओ. Will it have a tendency to sink? ये ऊपर नहीं जाएगा. What is the difference? Sir, 5 degrees colder than the surrounding. So it has a tendency, no, I will not go up. But I still force the particle to go up, the parcel to go up. So how can you force it? Arey Baba, there is an orographic barrier. No, the air is forced to go up. I know air is cooling, but it is getting forced to go up. Yes or no? So now it reaches C. At C, what is the tendency? How will we check? Right, the surrounding 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. And what is in the center? Sir, air parcel is 15. It is much colder. This time 10 degrees colder. Sir, it has a more tendency to go down. मैं नहीं जा रहा ऊपर. But remember, there's a mountain barrier. You're still pushing it. नहीं रुकना नहीं है. पीछे से धक्का लग रहा है. पीछे से push हो रहा है ना, because the air is coming and pushing this air. So now it reaches D. It reaches D. It reaches D. What is the tendency? So surrounding is 20, 20, 20. But it is 5. This is very cold, sir, compared to the surrounding. Is everyone okay? So if you are a meteorology fellow, if you are a meteorological fellow, if you are the weatherman, अगर आप मौसम विभाग के वैज्ञानिक हैं, तो what should you compare every day to tell whether the air will rise or sink? What should you compare? Prashant is saying temperature. Which temperature, बच्चे? The lapse rate, not the temperature. The lapse rate. ELR check कर लो. और ये जो है ALR ये फिक्स होती है 10 degree Celsius per kilometer. Is everyone okay? What kind of a parcel is this? Stable or unstable? This boy wants to stay on the sofa at a place which you told, or just runs away? Stable. Technical topic is my class. Understanding a technical topic. A technical topic understood in a simple manner. वेदरमैन्स जॉब जो मौसम वैज्ञानिक करता है, क्या आपको समझ में आ गया? उसे सुबह लैप्स रेट पता करनी होती है. ये तो 10 रहता ही है. ठीक है? So for people who did not understand, who are having, यार मुझे कैसे समझ आ गया? ये तो मुश्किल होना चाहिए था. I read it from book, but I never understood it. How can it be so simple? It is so simple. Okay, चलो एक और मौका देते हैं. One more. Everyone fresh page. Turn your notebook around. Prakash is saying lapse rates are daily change होता है. Prakash, lapse rate changes daily, place to place, everywhere it can change. So early in the morning, Prakash, you tell me one thing. Every day is the stomach, your breathing, every day is it changing or not? पेट को भूख ज्यादा लगती है, भूख कम ज्यादा होती है कि नहीं आपकी? आपका बॉडी का टेम्परेचर थोड़ा कम ज्यादा हो सकता है, स्टेट ऑफ माइंड पीसफुल और टेंस हो सकता है ना? ऐसे ही मौसम. मौसम is also an animal, keeps on changing. So morning में, why do you give salary to India Meteorological Department fellow? Because his job is to check all this. Your doctor tests your blood pressure, your pulse and everything. No, heartbeat the same thing. So मौसम का भी change होता है. So if forced to move, then it is stable, sir. Amit, all this is forced to move. This air does not want to go up. I am forcing it to move. And if you have attended my previous lecture, I gave you 4 conditions of lifting, why the air can be forced to be lifted. If you are forcing something and it has a tendency to sink down, भाई मैं नहीं जाने वाला, that is called stable. Is everyone okay? So उस दिन cloud नहीं बनेंगे. If the cricket match is there, they will say play the cricket match, no rain, no chance, enjoy. Nothing of that sort. By nature, it is stable. Everyone okay? So Ashutosh कह रहे sir, that means if the ALR, if the adiabatic lapse rate is greater than ELR, that means stable. So इन्होंने mathematics लगा दिया. Is everyone okay with this idea also? Because ALR was 10, ELR was 5. ये मान लिया हमने. So mathematically it can be said like this in the exam. If you are not able to make a diagram, can you write this only? Good, makes sense. Everyone with me, Hindi medium, English medium, are you understanding? So I still have, remember, I have to check your anomalous behavior. If an answer comes anomalies, so I would know my student is not understanding. So now I have another request. Fresh page, turn your notebook. So everyone, I guess you were thinking of a break. Break तो signal नहीं दे दिया है. I'm sorry, this is an issue at my end. Some power cut happened. So is the audio video fine? And did we understand the example which I gave you? Now everyone, I want you to take a fresh sheet and draw this. Once again, temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. ELR, NLR is equal to 12 degrees Celsius. Is everyone okay? Who told us this? The weatherman. Weatherman in the morning observation from the balloon radio sound से उसको पता चल गया. So everyone, can you give me the temperatures at 3 kilometer, 4 kilometer? Quickly, fill in the blank. Quickly. 23, 11, minus 1. Minus 1 and minus 13. Is everyone okay? People were wondering, अरे कैसे हो रहा है? Magic. That means you haven't understood much. This is lapse rate. The temperature is falling with altitude. Why is it falling with altitude? Diabetic or adiabatic? Diabetic fall. So many students are afraid of this word diabetic and adiabatic. आप इतनी बार कर लोगे इसे क्लास में? अरे यार तो simple. Yes. Mr. Air Parcel, who has got nothing to do with the atmosphere, is at 35. Yes or no? इसको 1 किलोमीटर ले गए, बड़ा हो गया. 2 kilometer, it is expanding. Why is it expanding? Nothing to do with temperature. Why is it expanding? Oh, sir, because the surrounding pressure is reduced as you go up in height. The pressure falls. Okay, very good. 1000 millibar, 900 millibar, 800 millibar, 700 millibar. So this is expanding. When this expansion causes cooling, the temperature is 25, 15, and 5 degrees Celsius. This air parcel is Mr. Y. Mr. X की tendency तो थी. What was the tendency of Mr. X? Tendency of Mr. X was to sink down. नीचे आना चाहता था. Mr. X was stable. Let us get the character of Mr. Y now. So at ground, what is the tendency of Mr. Y? At ground, what is the tendency of Mr. Y? Neutral. Why? 35, 35, 35, 35. At 1 kilometer, what is the tendency? 23, 23, 23, 23. Your Mr. Y is slightly warm. So the tendency is to rise, slightly rise. So previous to we had to push up. अगर आप push भी नहीं करेंगे ना, Mr. Y will automatically go to 2 kilometers. Moment Mr. Y reaches 2 kilometers, what is the surrounding temperature? 11, 11, 11, 11. Mr. Y is 15. Warmer than surrounding. Tendency has increased. Rise. Yes. And when we go further up, यहाँ पे तो -1 है. But this fellow is 5 degrees Celsius. Is it warmer? True or not? So Mr. Y has a tendency to rise. Mr. Y is that boy who doesn't sit at the same place. इसको अगर छेड़ दिया तो क्या करेगा? भागेगा. What changed in the previous graph and this graph? There all the arrows were coming down. Here all the arrows are going up. What has changed? Sir, ELR. This actually became more than ELR. Yes or no? What is good for stability? High ELR or low ELR? Low. So if the weatherman सुबह balloon छोड़ा and it says ELR is 2 degrees Celsius, happy, आज कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Because ELR तो काफी high होती. True? Is everyone with me? Have you drawn this also? Is a difficult concept easy? It was a technical concept. अगर आपको समझ में आ गया तो अपने शाबाशी दे दीजिए वाह यार, तो मैं भी बता सकता हूँ. Now, if I put you in India Meteorological Department and if I give you all the instruments, can you also look at them, make a guess at least? कर सकते कि नहीं? You can try. Yes. If the air has a tendency to rise, unstable, tendency to sink, stable. Do you get that? And why is the air parcel expanding? Why expanding? Is it because of the heat? No, sir, it is because of the pressure difference, and this is adiabatic expansion. What is happening? Adiabatic expansion and cooling, whereas normal lapse rate is diabatic expansion and cooling. Is everyone okay? मनीष फालतू में डिफरेंशियल प्रेशर मत लाओ, फिर आप टेक्निकल वर्ड लाते हो, उसका मतलब भी गलत होता है, फिर आप उसमें सिंपल सी चीज बताइए भाई कि बाहर प्रेशर रिड्यूस हो रहा है. आई एम तो सेइंग रिड्यूसिंग प्रेशर. आई डिड नॉट से डिफरेंशियल एंड ऑल. First you will use such language, then you will unnecessarily complicate things, then you'll ask questions which are anomalous. क्या फायदा? मैंने कहा नहीं, मेरे मुंह में word मत डालो. Is everyone okay? So will ALR only depend on surrounding pressure? ALR है क्या? Adiabatic process ना, तभी तो हो रहा है ALR. Rate will depend on many factors, but adiabatic expansion will depend on pressure. Is everyone okay? Have you understood this thing and what is stability, what is instability? So if the weatherman gets this, that it is rising up now, tell me what are the problems with rising air? Why are they calling it unstable? What are the problems with rising air? What are the problems with rising air? So they will create clouds. Which clouds? Stratus. So depends. If it is rising gently, it might be stratus and cumulus, but if it is rising violently and very high, cumulonimbus can come or not. Yes or no? Very strong rate of rise, lot of friction happening, static charges, electricity, thunder, lightning, possible or not? Unstable. Yes or no? And I also want to tell you, rising air, because of Coriolis force, starts twisting. Cyclone can also be created. Storms, cyclones and everything. Sinking air is what? Sinking air, will clouds be formed? Rehan is saying, sir, why we took 10-10 gap? ये मैंने थोड़ी किया. Sir, why did we take 10-10 gap? मैंने नहीं किया. It is not Sachin Arora's favorite. Thermometer said that it is 10 degrees Celsius. Every time we checked, it came out to be 10 degrees Celsius. We call it atmosphere. ऐसा नहीं सचिन सर ने 10 is easy इसलिए कर दिया. But thermometer ने बताया. मैं कुछ घर की खेती नहीं है. There is no घर की खेती. It is a fact. यहाँ तक समझ में आया. I want you to digest what I am saying. Is my class comfortable with stability and instability? Sinking air, remember, when the air sinks, it causes heating. And clear sky, remember, 30-degree latitude, clear sky. Clear sky means stable weather, no rainfall, nothing, stable weather. Everyone clear with the word stability and instability? Are you okay with that? हिंदी इंग्लिश मीडियम दोनों लोग को समझ में आ गया कि नहीं आ गया? Air parcel. What does air parcel have? Sir, it has temperature. Yes. It has humidity also. Humidity is what? Water vapor. Yes or no? Water vapor. Can it be seen? No, sir, it is a gas. When can we see water vapor? So when it condenses. When will it condense? So when you cool it. When you cool it, it will condense. So moment I start cooling, will it condense? No, sir, you have to cool it to a temperature. What temperature? So dew point. Is everyone with me? So at dew point, what will happen? Water vapor will turn into water drop. So at the beginning of the class, somebody asked a doubt. So if water vapor is turning into a drop, that latent heat which was there, what should happen to that heat? Will that be released or not? Class के beginning में बताया ना, when condensation happens, that day it becomes warm. किसी ने पूछा था, मेगा ने पूछा, किसी ने भी पूछा, ये समझ में आ गया everyone. So this we have already talked about it. All this will happen. Now this is our happy Mr. Air Parcel. Who is he? Happy Mr. Air Parcel. We force him to rise. Rise to 1 kilometer. He is there at 35 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature on the ground? 35 degrees Celsius. He is forced to rise to a height of 1 kilometer. When it rises to 1 kilometer, the pressure is reduced. Because the pressure is reduced, the parcel becomes bigger, expands. Diabatically, adiabatically. And the pressure is low. Expansion happens. What will happen to the temperature? Fall or increase? So fall. How much is the temperature? 25 degrees Celsius. And how much is the temperature? 25. Okay. Perfect. You raise it 2 kilometers. It will expand further. What is the temperature here? 15 degrees Celsius. 3 kilometers. Further expands. What is the temperature here? Get that? Which lapse rate is this? 35. Somebody asked, why are we doing it 10? Because thermometer told us. 10, 10, 10. Minus, and that is happening because of adiabatic lapse rate. Is everyone with me? So it is expansion which is following that. True. Now I want to tell you that everything is based on thermometer. So this weatherman was very happy. He was living his life happily. One day when he was measuring, he found that this was 8 degrees Celsius. One day when he was measuring the atmospheric lapse rate and adiabatic calculations when he was doing, the thermometer behaved anomalously. 35, okay, 10, 10. But here how many degrees? Minus 7 degrees. Not this. Problem. Anomalous behavior was observed. So when anomalous behavior is observed, if you are an Indian, what will you say? the signal. Everyone, am I live? Signal. Sorry about that. I started again. Okay, everyone, I'm sorry. Once again, such a technical area, and we are getting all that disturbance in this. Okay. Now, good. Everything is fine. So, everyone, what has happened? What has happened? Anomaly has happened. So we were expecting this anomaly has happened, and in this anomaly, an Indian fellow will say that कि भाई thermometer खराब है, so let us try again. True or not? So he'll release the balloon again. He released the balloon again. Again the same thing came. After 10 times, if the same thing is happening, now his job is to explain why this is happening. So then he started thinking, and he decided to find out what is. ये देखो दुष्यंत बोला ओजोन. एक बात बता दुष्यंत, ट्रोपोस्फियर में 3 किलोमीटर पे ओजोन आती है कि नहीं? कौन सा चूरन खाया? कुछ लोग रट के बैठे, भाई ओजोन आ गया है, मैंने रटा था. उस दिन क्या हो जाता है, वो जो भक्त वाले टीचर है ना कि मुझे ब्लाइंडली फॉलो कर लेना, जो मैंने बोल दिया हो जाएगा, बच्चों प्रकट हो जाएगा. बुद्धि लगानी बुद्धि. ओजोन अभी आया नहीं है ट्रोपोस्फियर 3 किलोमीटर नॉट इवन किलिमंजारो यार. 3 किलोमीटर यार, आप थोड़ा सा जाएंगे हिल स्टेशन पे तो इसका मतलब ओजोन ओजोन करके तू तो खत्म फिनी. तो कुछ तो सोच यार. बिग एनामली दुष्यंत. टीचर हिल जाता है कि भाई सही पढ़ा रहा हूँ या मैं गलत पढ़ा रहा हूँ. ओके एनीवेज, सो नाउ मीटरोलॉजिस्ट इज नॉट कंसर्न्ड. उसका जवाब है, उसको सैलरी मिलती है ना उस चीज की. सो व्हाट डज दिस मीटरोलॉजिस्ट फेलो डू? So this meteorologist fellow, he looks for the dew point, and to his surprise, 15 degrees Celsius happens to be the dew point. That's okay. So what? Hello. If dew point is there, then condensation will happen. Condensation will turn water into vapor, and some heat is released. Heat is released. So even if you are cooling by 10 degrees Celsius, because of that heat, extra heat, will your fall of temperature will be slightly low or not? जल्दी बताइए. Will it be slightly low or not? Yes. Should the weatherman be given his salary? सैलरी मिलनी चाहिए कि नहीं? सही यार, सही दिमाग लगाया. टेम्परेचर बढ़ा इसलिए, बिकॉज हीट वॉज रिलीज्ड. व्हाट इज दिस? व्हिच हीट वॉज रिलीज्ड? लेटेंट heat of condensation. What happened to the air? Air condensed and water was released. Can I say the air became wet and here the air was dry? Everyone, can we say before the dew point was reached, air was dry? After the dew point was reached, air is wet. Both of them are expanding, both of them are cooling, but this rate at which the cooling is happening is dry adiabatic lapse rate, which is fixed at 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. What is this? This is wet adiabatic lapse rate. Wet adiabatic lapse rate. This is dry lapse rate. Yes or no? This is less than 10 degrees Celsius. चलेगा. कोई बोल रहा है इसको सैचुरेटेड लैप्स रेट, वो भी हो जाएगा. बट सर विदाउट सरफेस हाउ ड्रॉप्स क्रिएटेड? सो प्रशांत डिड आई से कि सरफेस कोई सरफेस नहीं था, इधर डस्ट नहीं हो सकती. 3 किलोमीटर पे डस्ट में कोई प्रॉब्लम? व्हाट मेक्स यू फील दैट देयर इज नो सरफेस? व्हाट मेक्स यू फील दैट देयर इज नो सरफेस? मैंने तो नहीं कहा. जो नया पढ़ा उसको जबरदस्ती डालना है. So 8 degree is the result of latent heat? No. 8 degree is not. Instead of 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer, the fall has been 7 degrees Celsius. So that slight reduction in the rate of fall is because of that, and 7 degrees Celsius is the WLR. समझ में आ गया? Ritu, did you get the answer? It was not 10. 10 की जगह क्या हो गया? कम हो गया. कितना कम हो गया? Whatever, it can depend. Is everyone okay? सर दिक्कत ये समझ तो सब आ गया. सही समझ रहा हूँ या नहीं? Sir, if ALR was reducing at 8 greater than 10 and then ALR reduces to, then in it will be stable or unstable. हाँ, अभी उसमें नहीं फंसना. पहले इतना बताओ. ये समझ में आया या नहीं आया? इसको कंडीशनल इंस्टेबिलिटी कहते हैं, वो भी नहीं लेकर आएंगे. Is everyone okay with this? Hindi medium, English medium, are you understanding? To make your life easy, what is the normal? सोचो, if we tell GS fellow about all this, will he commit suicide or not? क्या बात कर रहा? 3 तरह की होती है. 6.5 was easy. Their life is happy. Remember, ignorance is bliss. जीवन कितना आसान है. हाँ, लैप्स रेट मुझे पता है 6.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस पर किलोमीटर. If you tell them ना, for example, let us take 5 डिग्री सेल्सियस पर किलोमीटर, they fight. क्या बात कर रहे हो सर? 6.5 होता है. मैंने NCERT में पढ़ा है. NCERT को पढ़ा है. Why make it Bible? हमने तो और ज्यादा पढ़ लिया है. So everyone, as a geography optional student, are you okay to accept the flexibility that ELR may range from 2 to 12 anywhere? Is everyone okay? Second, ALR and dry adiabatic lapse rate is fixed. How much? 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. So why 10? अरे बताया. दुनिया में everywhere you go and observe, thermometer told us. But WALR, wet or saturated lapse rate, will it be 10 or less than 10? It will be less than 10. Generally, it has been seen that it ranges from 6 to 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. इसकी भी change होता है. Less than 10 है, 6 to 10 degrees रहता है. Is everyone okay? Life is easy. Now comes the question: when will the air be stable? When will the air be unstable? कुछ नहीं करना है, जाके check करना है. Correct? The point up to which we have dry, use the factor of 10. The point which is wet, the meteorologist knows what factor to be used, whether 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. वो करके he will find out. Eventually, you have to compare what? Mr. X, Mr. Y compared to the surrounding. That tells him everything. Technical concept. Understood or not? Now, understood, but not mastered. How will you master it? We'll read it again. We'll read from the book. Let it come many a times. That's all. That's all. टीचर आता है, only I know what is adiabatic. और कोई टीचर जानता ही नहीं, और कोई पढ़ा ही नहीं सकता है. Only I know it. क्यों बच्चों? अच्छा, और भी गम है जमाने में मोहब्बत के सिवा. ये सुनो. So नया नया adiabatic जिसको समझ में आता है ना, कूदने लगता है. Only I know. And there are people जो adiabatic में भी रिसर्च करवाएगा. वो PhD ब्रांड भी है. There are some PhD brand also. वो adiabatic में रिसर्च कराए. And then he will say, let us look at adiabatic vis-a-vis Indian agriculture. ठीक है? रोक तो सकते नहीं. मैंने बोला ना, वो श्री 1008 होते हैं. तो मुझे इतना आता था. Was I able to explain this much to you? Yes, that's all. Don't waste more time in this. If the question comes, in fact, don't even draw these diagrams. Just remember, if your environmental lapse rate is less than the adiabatic lapse rate, it is stable. If it is more than that, it is unstable. And ALR can be of two types, DALR and WALR. अगर किसी ने वेट की जगह moist लिख दिया, पेट में गला फंस रहा है, I hope you will be accepting enough. He means that only. Yes or no? If somebody used the word saturated, don't fight. My teacher told me this. Blindly follow मत करना मुझे. Can you accept those human variations of English? So, can you see what kind of a parcel is this? What is the situation? Stability or instability? Tendency क्या है? Adiabatic cooling and condensation. चलो इसमें surrounding temperature नहीं दिया हुआ सर. How will we find out? We need to find out the surrounding temperature. हाँ, ये DLR तो समझ में आ रहा है, but ELR is not shown, no? So we cannot say. Everyone, can I say that this diagram is incomplete? We can see that the air parcel is cooling at a rate of DALR, but ELR is not there. So how can I say whether it is rising or this thing? Yes or no? चलिए. This one is. इसमें कुछ. How many? 10. How many? 10. How much? 10. How much here? How much here? 2 minus 3. 5. How much here? 5. Can I say this part is wet? Can I say this part is dry? So मैंने यहाँ पर कितना लिखा है? 6 लिखा था शायद. तो 6 हटा दो, इसको 4 कर दो. 4 to 10. Is everyone okay? अच्छा, somebody asked me, sir, how will it condense? Can you see condense? So there are hygroscopic nuclei. Will clouds form or not? So after condensation level, clouds will form. So whatever I taught you in graphical form also, that is there. Everyone clear with this? How clouds are formed, what is stability, what is instability, what is DLR, what is WLR? Yes. And when wet comes, then clouds will form. and don't doubt that there are dust particles. If clouds are formed, इसका मतलब dust था होगा, कुछ था particle तभी बना है. Everyone with me? Simple is a technical concept and I have given 1.5 hours to this. देना पड़ा क्योंकि important है इसलिए किया. Everyone comfortable with this? If ELR less than 4, then stability. If ELR greater than DLR, instability. And what if ELR is in between? अच्छा तो सबसे तो वही पूछ रहे हो आप, सबसे वही पूछ रहे हो आप, और आपने किताब भी पढ़ी हुई है, उसको बोलते हैं कंडीशनल इंस्टेबिलिटी बोलते हैं. क्यों अभी हम वो जा रहे हैं उसमें? पहले मैं क्लास को जितना समझ आ रहा है वो तो बता दूं. आपको आंसर भी पता है, आपने पढ़ा भी हुआ है, फिर भी आप ज्ञान छाप रहे हो. मत छापो, मैं मौका ही नहीं दे रहा हूँ छापने का. So there is a condition called absolute stability. Absolute stability means there is a tendency only to fall, and there is a tendency only to rise. And there is a condition called conditional instability. क्लास जितना डाइजेस्ट करेगा उतना करूंगा. तो सबसे वही क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहा है, मैं मना कर रहा हूँ. समझदार कुछ आएगा भाई, पहले ये तो समझ ले. Atmospheric stability. Why do clouds vary so much in size, and why does the resulting precipitation vary so widely? Stability is a property of air that describes its tendency to remain in original position. Comparing the parcel of the temperature to that of the surrounding air, we can determine whether it is stable. Stable as resists vertical movement. वो मना करता है, मैं नहीं जाऊंगा. And unstable is like hot air balloon. Is everyone okay? अच्छा, एक बात बताइए मुझे, 3 types of cloud. Everyone, can you tell me 3 types of cloud? What are the 3 types of cloud? जल्दी से if you remember. Cirrus, stratus, cumulus. Okay, stratus is the one which wants to spread horizontally. Cumulus is the one which wants to go vertically. Get that? Now if I ask you, can stability and instability decide the cloud type also? Just taking your understanding beyond. So where do you think is stratus? Stratus कब बनेगा? So when the stable air is forced to rise, it crosses the dew point, तो उसको cloud तो बनना पड़ेगा. Forced air, you are forcing the air to rise and it crosses dew point, it becomes a cloud. But does it want to rise or resist? Want to rise or resist? तो बोलेगा अच्छा ठीक है, cloud बनूंगा, यहीं पर बनूंगा. So stable air, if you push it, it will form which cloud? Stratus cloud. But if unstable air crosses the condensation point, वो तो automatically पगला चुका है, वो कौन सा cloud बनाएगा? Cumulus, cumulonimbus, thunderstorm. So can I say stability and instability also decides the type of cloud? Type of cloud decides the extent of rainfall. सब connected, all are connected. I want my students to take baby steps. पहले baby steps ले लो, समझ आ जाएगा, उसके बाद ज्ञान दिखाएंगे. I've seen teachers on the first day itself, doing mathematics, पूरा ज्ञान दिखा रहे हैं, बच्चा पूरा उड़ चुका होता है, and the child, fear makes us follow. Remember mathematics, maximum number of tuitions. My job is, if I cannot simplify geography, then I am not worth being a teacher. What is the point of giving too much of ज्ञान? और ये देखो ये भी आप पढ़ के आगे 4 टीचर से पढ़ के आइडियामेटिक्स समझ में नहीं आता, अप्लाई कर नहीं सकते. So I know stability means stable. Can clouds be formed in stability? Yes or no? So now somebody will write, sir, how can clouds be formed in stability? You said the air does not rise. Arey baba, air does not rise, but can we force it to rise? Can we force it to rise to a place where that it crosses the dew point? Barrier की वजह से होगा ना, fold lifting reasons. So मजबूरी में cloud तो बनाना ही पड़ेगा. So you do not want to appear for civil services. Your papa wants to appear for civil services. He has filled up your form also. On the day of the examination, PT, he takes you there also. Will you sit for the exam at least? कुछ सर्कल काला करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, कुछ तो करके आएगा. So that's the same thing about the stable air. Does not want to rise, but you are pushing it. Condensation point comes. तो भाई cloud तो बनना पड़ेगा, so it will turn into cloud. But what cloud? The cloud which will spread horizontally. भाई हमें ऊपर नहीं जाना. I don't want to. It's like on a winter morning, your father saying, take a bath. मुझे नहीं नहाना. बाथरूम में धक्का मार दिया उधर. क्या कर रहा है? पानी लगा के गाल पे लगा के बैठा हुआ. Yes or no? True. So that is what is stability, what is instability. Do we understand? इसके कुछ mathematical conditions होते हैं, लिख लीजिए अभी. Everyone, please write this down. तो ये तो स्लाइड में है सर, मैं क्यों लिखूं? लिख लो, काम आएगा, दिमाग में रजिस्टर होता है. ये आज नहीं बता रहा हूं, फॉर लेटर छोड़ दो. Leaving for later. Is everyone okay with absolute stability? Tendency to sink only. Tendency to rise only. ठीक है सर, इधर WALR क्यों लिखा है? अरे भाई, अगर WALR से छोटा होगा, DLR से तो वैसे ही छोटा होगा कि नहीं? Remember DLR तो 10 होता है. Remember or not? So sir, you can ask her, why WALR? Why not DLR? भाई WALR is always less than DLR, no? And in this, it should be more than DLR because WALR तो वैसे भी उससे नीचे तक 10 से ऊपर चाहिए. Do we get absolute, everyone? Is it okay? Everyone with me? Because I have to go to the next topic also. I wanted to give something for stability. I've given that. That is done. Absolute stability. Can you see expansion is happening this time? This time you have the surrounding temperature also and the parcel temperature also. Can you see what is the tendency? Yes or no? What is the ELR? 5. What is DLR? 10. So this you have already drawn it. Sir, the figure was there. Why did you make us draw? If I did not make you draw, will you understand? There are many people who say मेरे PDF कर लेना मोक्ष मिल जाएगा. Yes, they are like river Ganga. River Ganga is for salvation. जैसे ही इस नदी में गोता लगाया आप मुक्त हो जाएंगे. Moment you attend their class and their PPTs, their slides, you will become पाप मुक्त, मोक्ष मिल जाएगा. Get that? I want to tell you, वैराग्य लेकर आओ. Slides are slides. Slides do not decide how much you know. Learn to put your pen and paper. Are we done with this? Absolute stability में क्या होता है? Cloud कौन सा बनता है? Stratus, 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 stratus. सर लेकिन ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे क्यूमुलोनिम्बस है. It doesn't look like stratus, sir. अरे क्यूमुलोनिम्बस होता तो ऐसे बनता ना. Do you understand? कई लोग तो फिगर ही नहीं समझ पाते. तो क्लाउड बनाऊंगा. क्यों बनाऊंगा? अब जबरदस्ती कर रहे हो तो I am forced to move up. Sir, who is forcing to move it up, sir? I am not understanding that. This cold air. Remember, cold, heavy air. This is an example of which lifting? Frontal lifting. Sir, ये क्या होता है? You should have attended my previous class. That is why I say don't have those gaps. If you have a gap, please repeat that. Do we understand? So सिर्फ उससे पता चल जाता है. This is the 5 degrees Celsius. This is the 10 degrees Celsius fellow. Is everyone okay? Very simple thing. Weatherman's job. Did you understand what he's doing? Dolly is saying it can be orographic also. Dolly, I told you 4 types. It can be orographic also. It can be frontal also. It can be convective also. I'm saying you are forcing the air to rise. And the air does not want to rise. So this is absolute stability. And the cloud formation also. Did we understand? अब ये कई बार एग्जाम में आ जाता है. What is it? So intense solar radiation heating that warms up the air from below. अगर intense heating will happen, will this instability? Will this cause lifting or not? Instability is about. But if intense cooling is happening, will this resist lifting? So stability is about resisting lifting. Yes or no? Heating the air mass from below, तो वो ऊपर जाएगा. Yes or no? Forceful lifting of the air like elevated land surface, orographic जबरदस्ती करोगे तो हो जाएगा. Associated with general convergence, I told you ना, if 2 air masses converge, front is created. That's also there. So that's also frontal, orographic, or probably convective if you are doing that. Now this is a special case, radiative cooling of cloud tops. Cloud को ऊपर से ठंडा कर दो, नीचे से गर्म है. Something which is cooled on top and bottom is warm. What will be the tendency? Rise up. Sir, why will the clouds top cool? Remember reflection. Cloud tops, they cool. So cloud is this thick, 1 kilometer thick cloud. On top, what is happening? Albedo. Because of albedo, that is getting cooled. Yes or no? But bottom, it is warm air. So what is it? You are warm from below. You have a tendency to rise. So can we understand and memorize these conditions? I have explained also. Wherever cooling is there, it is going to be stability. At some places, subsidence happens. No, what is subsidence? Sinking air. Wherever there is sinking, stability. So deserts, stability. Deserts have stability. Cool Siberia, cold Siberia, stability. Sinking air is high pressure. Rising air is low pressure. Is everyone okay with high pressure and low pressure connection also? Perfect. One technical topic over. Technical topic 2. Technical topic 2. Is everyone comfortable with technical topics? कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं? So please tell me about temperature inversion. ध्रुव मौका दो. पगार लिया है तो पढ़ाते जाएंगे, ऐसा तो नहीं बीच में छोड़ के जाऊं. Yes, I just want you to be comfortable. Take a sheet, turn it around and divide it into 4 boxes. कर लेंगे? This. Land. Canada. Winter. Delhi. Winter. Quickly. You have to turn your notebook around. You have to draw it into 4 boxes. Get that? So this is all land, and land. Here what do we have? Here we have mountains. Third box is mountains. Here is plain land. This is mountain. Is everyone okay? This is what I want everyone to draw. 4 boxes, 4 different things are going to come to you with the diagrams A, B, C. Land, air, cold air, warm air. What is this? Front. So figure A has got ocean plus land of Canada. Figure B has only land of Delhi. There is no ocean. I hope you are clear that Delhi does not have ocean. If I start making ocean next to Delhi, then I am high on some kind of substance abuse. Get that? Which I am not. So it's okay. Rest is mountain. That is that. Okay. Canada winter. Everyone, Canada winter. What temperature do I expect on the land? What temperature do I expect on the land? Canada winters. Minus 10 degrees Celsius. What temperature do I expect on water? Maybe 1 degree Celsius. So otherwise, water will freeze. Ocean will freeze. Ocean will freeze. No, ocean is not freezing. Land is very cold. True or not? And this is because of differential heating of land and water. Is everyone okay? Delhi winter, what is the temperature? 2 degrees Celsius. Is everyone okay with this? 2 degrees Celsius. Now, everyone, at night, it is a clear sky night. I can see the moon. I can see the star. Will Delhi cool? Will Delhi cool at night? Which process will cause Delhi to cool? Which process will cause Delhi to cool? Will lose its heat? Radiation. Which radiation? Terrestrial radiation. Is everyone okay? There is wind blowing towards Canada from the Pacific Ocean. This wind is moist. Moist wind. What will be the temperature of this wind? Well, this is cold, sir. If sea is there, but air would be, slightly colder. Air generally thanda hota hai. So probably the air is at 0 degrees Celsius. Possible or not? Some height, 0 degrees Celsius. That's okay. True. Can I say this is warmer? Oceans are warmer than the land. When the air is going that side, so is it carrying the warmth or not? Horizontal transfer of heat. What is it? Advection. So here what is happening? Radiation is happening. Radiation is causing Delhi to cool at night. And Canada is getting warmed because of advection. Is everyone okay? So what is the air temperature? 0 degrees Celsius. What is the ground temperature? Minus 10. So I'm sure it will not be suddenly minus 10 only. I'm sure here it will be minus 9, minus 7, minus 3, and then 0. True or not? With height, there will be rise in temperature. Yes or no? Why is the rise in temperature happening? Because of the air, warm air. Yes or no? Now I want to tell you the air in contact with this thing, Delhi. This air was at, say for example, air will not be at 2 degrees Celsius. Air will be at, say for example, 10 degrees Celsius. Is everyone okay? Air is 10 degrees Celsius. और एयर को भी 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस रख लेते हैं, 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज रात में बहुत ठंडा होना शुरू होता है. लैंड विल कूल, एयर विल आल्सो कूल. लैंड विल कूल एंड एयर विल आल्सो कूल. ट्रू. लैंड विल कूल, एयर विल आल्सो कूल. एंड सॉरी आई रोट 6 here. एयर तो और भी ठंडा होता है, हवा ठंडा होता है. लेट अस कंसीडर दिस एज व्हाट शुड आई से, या इसको 4 करते हैं. सॉरी, दिल्ली इज 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस एंड द एयर अबव इट इज 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस. व्हाई 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस? बिकॉज़ एयर इज कोल्डर देन लैंड. यस नो? होता है कि नहीं होता है? नॉर्मली द एयर टेम्परेचर इज देयर. सो रात में दोनों कूल होते हैं. रात में दोनों कूल होते हैं. And this one reaches minus 2 degrees Celsius. This one also cools, and this one reaches 0 degrees Celsius. Or what can I say? This is 1 degree Celsius. Why? Which one cools faster? Land cools faster. Is everyone okay? So what is the temperature here? Minus 2, then it will be minus 1, then it will be 0, and here it will be 1 degree Celsius. True? Okay. Now this is a mountain, and the temperature here is 8 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature? 8 degrees Celsius. It is night time. They start losing heat. They all start losing heat. At night, radiation is happening. They all start losing heat. And this 8 degree becomes 7 degree, it becomes 6 degree. But this 8 degree becomes 6 degrees and 4 degrees. Can anyone explain why? So land cools faster. Yes or no? So surrounding is 6 degrees, and the slopes are 4 degree. Which one is colder? 4 degree and 6 degree. So what will happen? The slope, cold air will go down. So at bottom, what is the temperature? 4 degrees. I'm sure in between there will be a 5 degree also, and then 6 degree. So valley has 6 degree, and this is it. Is everyone okay? When warm and cold air come in contact, the cold air is heavy, wants to stay close to the ground. When warm and cold air come in contact, cold air is heavy and wants to stay close to the ground. Suppose the temperature of cold air is 4 degrees Celsius. The temperature of warm air is 10 degrees Celsius. This warm air is forced to rise. Yes or no? And it can form clouds also. Clouds bana sakta hai ki nahi? What is the temperature of the air? It is rising, so it is cooling. Maybe it is 7 degrees Celsius. What is the air temperature? 4 degrees, 5 degrees, 6 degrees. Yes or no? This is there. Is everyone okay with these figures? Do you understand the 4 phenomena which I have told you? 4 phenomena. One happens in the valley, one happens in the frontal region, one happens in the coastal region of the polar areas, one happens in the continental area. Is everyone okay? Are you okay with that? Now I want everyone to look at this arrow. Arrow A, arrow B, arrow C, and arrow D. Along the arrow, what is happening to the temperature? Please read from the figure. -10, -9, -7, -3, 0. What is happening to the temperature? Increasing. -2, -1, 0, +1. What is happening to the temperature? Increasing. 4, 5, 6. What is happening to the temperature? Increasing. -4, -5, -6, -7. Sorry, ये -6 नहीं है. 4 + 5 + 6 + 7. What is happening? Increasing. D is also increasing बच्चे. ये 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस है. ये 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस था, 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस था. 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything is increasing. But did we not read that with altitude the temperature falls? ये सारा का सारा तो हमारा यही खेल हो रहा है. Temperature falls with altitude. Everything that we have read, the whole thing which I have been teaching today is all about fall in temperature with altitude. But here what is happening? Temperature is rising with altitude. Whatever, we are not looking at NLR, ALR, nothing is happening. In fact, something else is happening. What is happening? Temperature is rising with altitude, opposite to what we expect. This opposite phenomena is a technical term called as temperature inversion. I have just given you 4 types of temperature inversion. This is called advection inversion. This is called radiation inversion. This is called valley inversion. This is called frontal inversion. Now tell me, if a question comes on temperature inversion, do you have the diagrams? Do you have the examples where in the world this is possible? Because this will happen in the frontal zones, this will happen in the hilly regions, this will happen in Delhi, this will happen in Canada. Answer writing bhi hai, concept bhi hai, diagram bhi hai, and the reality in front of you. Is everyone with me? Did you understand technical concept number 2, which is called temperature inversion? What can temperature inversion do? Temperature inversion can make the atmosphere stable. Remember, we want with increase, with height, the temperature should fall very steeply. Yes or no? We want the ALR to be very high. ये होने नहीं दे रहा है. Will it make the atmosphere stable or not? If the atmosphere becomes stable, there is no tendency to rise. Whatever is there in the atmosphere, will it get trapped or not? This is the reason why pollution trap is created in Delhi and North Indian plains. Temperature inversion can do that. Oh, practical example also. A question comes, why the pollution problem is more in Delhi compared to Chennai, Mumbai? GS question, main examination, answer writing. You have the figure, you have the understanding. You can say atmospheric stability, ELR is reduced. Somebody asked me, sir, does ELR change with place to place? I said place to place, situation to situation. Do you see a reason why ELR will change? Sir, the radiation inversion, once again, sir, won't terrestrial radiation release warm up the air near it first? देखो बात ये है प्रकाश, warm or no warm. Always remember, warming is not because of radiation, it is because of conduction and convection. So you are confusing. First of all, you are breaking the rule. There are 3 forms of transfer of heat: radiation, conduction, convection. We are talking of radiation. Radiation cooling does not do anything with the medium. Second thing which you must understand is, radiation cooling is happening for both land as well as air. Who cools faster? Land radiates and loses heat faster compared to the air. As a result, land becomes very cold while the air is not that cold. As a result, air ends up being relatively warmer than the land. Prakash, did you get your answer? Confused नहीं होना, वो conduction or convection. We are talking about, that's why we call it radiation fog. Radiation inversion, और उसकी वजह से fog भी हो जाएगा. Imagine your air is warmer and humid and नीचे ठंडा है. So will the dew point come or not? Will the dew point come? It will create a fog, and that fog is called radiation fog. This happens in Delhi. Everyone, 2 minutes to digest the whole thing. Please ask your questions if you have. So this will mix up with smoke. What will mix up with smoke? CSE. Nothing is mixing. इधर तो mixing हो ही नहीं पा रही है. सब कुछ ऐसे lock हो चुका है. Get that? But yeah, if already your city has smoke and if it starts condensing, so it will cause a fog which is with smoke called smog. So smog is also there. You're absolutely correct if you're thinking that means that is not an anomaly. Too technical concept. Is my class comfortable and clear about it? Delhi's pollution cause. Okay. Going from troposphere to stratosphere, temperature increases. Okay. So Anmol has said, sir, in stratosphere, remember stratosphere. Sir, as we go with altitude, what happens to the temperature? It increases. Where did we write temperature inversion? So that is also correct. Stratosphere shows temperature inversion happening. You are correct. No anomaly Anmol. You are thinking in the right direction. Good. मुझे तो type भी बताने थे ना. Sir, advection inversion should take place in Mumbai. Anand, it will not take place in Mumbai because Mumbai is never that cold. Mumbai is always above dew point. So ये इसीलिए Canada का example लिया. When there is a huge contrast between the two air and the land surface, then it will happen. जब contrast minor हो तो ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Is everyone okay? Two technical concepts sent to you where you can write answers also, diagrams also. But sir, अगर typed होता तो कितना अच्छा होता. तुम होती तो ऐसा होता. तुम होती तो वैसा होता. वो मान जाती तो कैसा होता. Mohsin is saying, sir, in case B temperature 4 degrees at Earth, then here temperature is decreasing. How temperature is decreasing? बेटा रात को ज़्यादा तेजी से ठंडा हो रहा है ना मोहसिन. In situation B, रात में बहुत तेजी से दिल्ली का लैंड ठंडा हो जाता है. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -2. Get that? Whereas air was 2 and it just came to 1. Both are cooling, but the one is cooling at a slow pace. In all layers of atmosphere, stratosphere and thermosphere, inversion is experienced. ठीक है? Only stratosphere and thermosphere. And thermosphere को नहीं मानेंगे because that is not sensible heat. Sir, can't it be thermometer also because that is not a sensible heat? कौन सा thermometer? Thermosphere. वही हमने thermosphere हटा दिया. Anmol and Vishisht, I think you asked that. चलिए जिन लोगों को लिखा हुआ चाहिए था. In the lower part of the atmosphere. अभी lower की बात हो रही है इसलिए stratosphere, thermosphere out of the situation. Temperature normally decreases with this. ठीक है? So when you have a normal condition, anomaly will be called inversion, no? Anomaly. So it happens in troposphere. But sometimes under special circumstances it is reversed and the temperature instead of decreasing is found to increase. There are 5 types: radiation, temperature, inversion in valley, advection inversion, frontal inversion. 4 समझा दिया, 5वां नहीं समझाया. 4 तो डन. 5वां इज होमवर्क. पता करके आना क्या होता है. What is the 5th type of inversion? In certain cases, subsidence continues and it diverges. So एक hint दे दिया. You can read the slide also, but I have not explained number 4. That's a homework for all of you. Let me challenge also my students. What is the significance? Clouds will be decided by that. Precipitation, all are greatly affected. The smoke, remember, and atmospheric impurities at the inversion layer, they can be trapped. The low level surface inversion are conducive to the formation of fog. Diurnal temperature is also affected because remember it will not allow the temperature to equalize, so the range of temperature will also change. So if a question comes on temperature inversion, what is it? Why does it happen? Do you have some examples? What can it affect? It can affect the cloud, it can affect the fog, it can affect the smog, precipitation, it can cause a pollution dome. Everyone clear? So 2 technical topics done today. Third topic, which is not technical, let's come to atmospheric pressure. I'm sure you've read something from NCERT. Easy होना चाहिए. So what is atmospheric pressure? ये मैं आपको पहले बता चुका हूँ. Weight of air column per unit area. Pressure is meaning. Do we understand? Variation भी हम देख चुके हैं. Remember, I told you in the example. 5.6 kilometer, 50, 50. Yes. 16 kilometer, 10, 90, 10. 32 kilometer. 99, 1, 48 kilometers, 99.9.1. I hope you understand what do I mean by that. 50% of atmosphere is below 5.6 kilometer. 90% of atmosphere is below 16 kilometer. 99% of atmosphere is below 32 kilometer. And 99.9% atmosphere is below 48. So यहाँ तक remember, यहाँ पर क्या हो जाता है? 50 is the height of stratopause. Remember? Stratopause, the most of the atmosphere is over. And can you see as the amount of atmosphere is reducing, if it was on ground, if on the ground it was 1 atmosphere or 1013 millibar, with altitude does it decrease or not? Remember मैंने आपको बोला 900, 800, 700, so it will reduce. Here what will it become? 50%, so here it will become 500 millibar. Only 10% is left. How much will it be? 100 millibar. 99% gone, 10 millibar. 0.1 millibar approximately. These are all approximate values. So there is no formula like this, but just to give you an appreciation that with altitude the pressure falls. ये हम पहले बात कर चुके कि नहीं? So this has already been discussed, so I'm putting a tick mark over there. What is the meaning of high pressure and low pressure? This also I told you. High pressure means lot of gases in a given area. Lot of gas molecules in a given area. Low pressure means less gases in a given area. So as I am going up in the atmosphere, are the number of gases very less? Yes or no? Can I say, कई बार आप book में पढ़ेंगे in NCERT also that the atmosphere becomes rarefied. आपने सुना ऐसा? Atmosphere becomes rarefied. People especially from Hindi medium, rarefied मतलब बहुत विरल हो जाता है. हमारा जो वायुमंडल है, वायुमंडल बहुत विरल हो जाता है. उसमें जितने भी हम बात कर रहे हैं अणु और परमाणु जो भी हमारे गैस के होते हैं वो बहुत कम हो जाते हैं. Everyone clear on that? So high pressure and low pressure also we have talked about it. Now this difference in pressure causes imbalance, and nature likes balance. So what happens is the air, the fluid, tries to flow from more molecules to less molecule to equalize, and this causes the air to move from more air to less air. Air in motion is called wind. So why did the air move? Because of pressure difference. So the pressure difference causes the air to move. PD causes air to move. But when I was in my 11th standard, my teacher told me PD causes electrons to move. वो कैसे बता रहे थे? वो भी कुछ था ना. PD causes electron to move. So that was current, sir. Potential difference. Potential difference. Voltage difference causes electron to move. That's the same thing. Same thing. Yes, sir. If there is more water in a tank, what will happen? Water from more water tank will shift to the less water tank. This is because of which difference? Gravity. This is also potential energy, no? Potential energy, this is also potential difference. More potential energy. Remember H rho G pressure होता है. साइंस वालों को ऐसे थोड़ा सा फील लाने के लिए हाँ साइंस याद है H rho G I remember. And humanities people don't worry, H rho G का कोई मतलब नहीं होता, ये तो मजे लेने के लिए करता है. ज्यादा हाइट से कम हाइट पे जाता है. Teacher who knows more is able to pass it on to student. प्रकाश बोले Bernoulli's theorem. So everyone please get this. This has got nothing to do with Bernoulli. प्रकाश सिर्फ impress कर रहे थे. Bernoulli की स्पेलिंग भी ठीक नहीं है. बिल्कुल घबराने की जरूरत नहीं. Bernoulli होता क्या है? Bernoulli लगा दिया. सिर्फ पानी इधर से उधर जा रहा है. चाचा इसमें Bernoulli लगा के दिखा रहे हैं. Bernoulli नहीं हो रहा भाई. सिर्फ पानी इधर से उधर जा रहा है. ठीक है. तो कुछ भी लगा सकते हैं. यहाँ पे कई टीचर्स ना ऐसा कहते हैं कोई टेक्निकल नाम डाल देना तो उससे आपका आंसर में दम आ जाता है. समटाइम्स गलत टेक्निकल नाम डालने से दम की जगह बम आ जाता है. So you should not unnecessarily try to throw in certain names just to impress. There is no Bernoulli principle involved in simple transfer of water from high level to low level. That is simple potential difference H rho G. Do we get that? Gravity, absolutely okay. It is happening because of gravity. So if you want to impress someone, चाचा न्यूटन का नाम ले सकते हो, but don't bring Bernoulli. ठीक है? फिर बोलेगा Planck's constant भी है. फिर तो कुछ भी बोल सकता है. De Broglie equation भी. फिर that tells you that you have overdose of science, that you did not understand much and you are just doing that. तो बहुत से बच्चे वो भी करते हैं. Don't do that. Now pressure leads to wind. So everyone, what is the cause of wind flow on earth? What is the cause of wind flow on earth? What causes? Why does the wind flow on earth? So I thought everyone will write pressure difference, pressure difference, pressure difference. I want to remind you of something. Atma Paramatma, planet's heat budget. Always remember this. आपने जन्म क्यों लिया है? चल IAS बनने के लिए, क्रिकेटर बनने के लिए नहीं. आपने अपना जन्म क्यों लिया है? आत्मा परमात्मा, the चक्र will continue. आपने मोक्ष के लिए लिया है. If you are from Hindu religion, ये जीवन आपने मोक्ष के लिए लिया है. मोक्ष कहाँ मिलेगा? रिवर गंगा में मिलेगा. Get that? Do you know river Chambal has been one of the least polluted rivers? River Chambal has been one of the least polluted rivers. Do you know why? Do you know why? चंबल किसके लिए मशहूर है? डाकुओं के लिए, डकैतों के लिए. अनमोल इज सेइंग पाप नहीं धोती इसलिए. अनमोल लॉजिक सही लगा रहे. सीएसई सेइंग क्रोकोडाइल की वजह. पहली बात तो बता दूं क्रोकोडाइल नहीं. ठीक है. तो 6 मिलियन साल पहले क्रोकोडाइल ने उनका चेंज होकर निकला घड़ियाल की. हाँ, चंबल इज कनेक्टेड टू डकैत. नहीं, अनमोल का आंसर सही है, वो पाप नहीं धोती. तो देयर इज अ स्टोरी दैट उस एरिया का जो राजा था, द किंग ऑफ दैट एरिया wanted unlimited power and somebody advised him that you need to kill the cows and throw the blood of cows in this river. उसने बहुत सारी cows का killing करके उस river में blood डाला to get that power. But that is something which is a very big पाप in Hindu mythology. ऐसा गौ हत्या सबसे बड़ी चीज होती है. So this was considered inauspicious. This was considered inauspicious. So उस एरिया में जैसे आप कहते हैं कि वो एरिया अच्छा नहीं है, तो ऐसा कुछ एक मान्यता रही and things did not go that way. Again saying not my story. In mythology we have stories like this also. But ये सही नहीं है, अपनी जगह पे इसमें कहानी है. So कल people who were attending my Indian geography classes, I told you about river stories, about rivers, why Brahmaputra turns red for 3 days. Yes or no? Ancient name is Charmavati. तो वही मैंने कहा बहुत सारी कहानियां हैं and all those things. These are interesting things. पढ़ना चाहिए. That's just one of the stories. Yes or no? So I was very close to Sri Lanka once on my ship, and I heard All India Overseas saying that Ramayana has got many variations. And one of the variation is that Ma Sita, who was a princess when she was in the jungle, she was not enjoying the Vanvas with Bhagwan Ram. She was finding it very, very difficult. And Ravan happened to be going from there, rich, prosperous king with his, Pushpak Viman, and he offered her lift. वो चली गई. This is wrong story. But then that's a story. Sri Lanka में वो story. I'm saying, like, stories are there. Some time to give us the break. Remember, you wanted 5-minute break. I think a mythological story is much of a break. Yes or no? Abhishek is saying Sri Lankan praise Ravan. Sri Lankan praise or worship Ravan. ठीक है. India में भी कहीं पर होती है ना Ravan की भक्ति. Even in Ramayana, Lord Ram says that हाँ फलोदी में होती है, बिल्कुल होती है. Lord Ram says that Ravan was a Brahmin and Ravan was very knowledgeable. तो लक्ष्मण को कहा कि इनसे ज्ञान लीजिए. Yes or no? Ravan बहुत बड़े शिव भक्त भी रहे. Ravan is very talented. सर हम ज्योग्राफी पढ़ रहे थे ना, रावण कहाँ से आ गया? You wanted a break, yeah? I was talking about rivers. I was talking about pressure difference leading to airflow. चले आगे बढ़े. So what causes the air to flow? The difference in pressure. Difference in pressure. High pressure to low pressure. So what is the average pressure of the earth? 1013. So 1020. High pressure or low pressure? 1020 high pressure or low pressure? So most people will jump to a conclusion that 1020 is a high pressure. It is not a high pressure if the surrounding pressure is 1028. So one value of pressure should not be taken as high pressure or low pressure. Pressure is always relative. If I join the points having equal pressure, imaginary lines, what will I get? Isobars. So you will find that the air will flow towards 1020. Get that? So air always flows from high pressure to low pressure. That is number one. The force that is causing it to flow is the force of difference in pressure. What is this? Pressure gradient force. What gives birth to air or wind? Sorry. All wind is created because of pressure gradient force. Pressure gradient force means the difference in pressure between two places. Get that? If place A, B, and C have pressures 1020, 1010, and 100, where will the wind blow from? A to B. Yes. What is the pressure gradient? What is the pressure gradient? The difference between high and low, 20 millibar divided by 2 kilometers, which is equal to 10 millibar per kilometer. Do you get that pressure gradient is? So pressure gradient does not mean pressure difference. It is pressure depending on that. Okay, everyone. A, B, C. Same values, 1020, 1010, and 1000. Get that? Where will the wind blow from? A to B. Yes or no? So wind will have a velocity 1, velocity 2. Where will the velocity be more? Direction is same in both the cases. Where will the velocity be more? V2 will be more because here the pressure gradient is more. Pressure gradient is more. How is pressure gradient more? 20 divided by how many kilometers? ये तो आधा ही है ना? 1 kilometer. So 20 millibar per kilometer. So just the difference in pressure is not enough. It should also be difference in pressure by the distance. Yes or no? So can I say in this case, example 1 and example 2, the change in pressure happened in short distance. And remember, line joining equal pressure is called isobars. Can I say these are closely packed isobars? These are far spread isobars. So when isobars are closely packed means pressure is changing but within less distance. So the wind will become stronger. So where is the stronger wind? When isobars are close. How will you get to know? The pressure gradient force is high. Closed isobar means PGF is high or steep gradient. Get that? Well, far spaced isobar means gentle gradient. Is everyone okay? ये simple concepts हैं जो NCERT में दिए हुए. If there is a cyclone in some place and I am looking at a weather map has isotherms also, isobars also. There is a full map, isotherm or isobar also, a map of Europe, and somewhere there is a cyclone. How can I find out that there is a cyclone on that map? Where is the cyclone? Just by looking at it. Any idea? So there is a full map of Europe. उसमें बहुत सारे isobars बने हुए. How will I get to know about a cyclone? I'll find in cyclone what will happen. ऐसा कुछ होगा. Isobars will be coming together. या फिर ऐसा भी हो सकता है. Get that? Wherever isobars are close together, that means strong winds are there. So storms are the areas where isobars will come close together, and they can be closed also. Circle भी बन सकते हैं. Is everyone okay? We'll explain that in higher climatology, but ये basic आना चाहिए. With me on this? Perfect. Home. School. Yes. So this is your school. This is your home. So mama says go to the school. You go to the school. This is the gate of your school. Yes, this is the nameplate of your school. Every day you reach over there. Now, a video game parlor opens here. Get that? So every day you go over there, but you find many students or many kids who don't go to school. They are all the time here only. Will you be distracted or not? Yes. So one day you gain courage and you decide to go here, see the game for some time, and then go to the school. You reach the school, no doubt about that. But did you take more time or not? Yes or no? Finally, you were able to manage some money also. Today you played and played, and you somehow reached late, and the school gave you late ticket also that day. Yaar, tum late aaye. Possible. What is this? Video game is a force. Get that? Now you have somehow managed. Tum chalte rehte ho, that's okay. So you are a video game champion also and everything. Now you fall in love, and she lives here. So first of all, you forget the video game. You change your route. You generally go like this ways. You wait for her to come so that you can go with her. Yes or no? She is not feeling well today. True. Now you're wondering, आएगी तो school जाऊंगा, नहीं तो नहीं जाऊंगा. You got nothing to do with school. आप तो इंतजार में लगे. शाम को आप घर आ गए. Today you did not go to the school. उधर से shameless teacher called up. आज आपका बेटा घर ऑफ स्कूल नहीं आया. Yes or no? मम्मा से भेजा तो था. आया क्यों नहीं? But you came back home. Then happened Kutai. Where were you? What do you explain? Yes or no? So were there many forces acting in your life which decided the arrival at school, bunking of school and all that? No sir, never sir. I was straight away going to the school sir. Nonsense, you are telling me all this. हाँ ठीक है, तुम्हारे लिए apply नहीं करता यार. That's okay. Not all people are living life यार. कुछ लोग सिर्फ school ही जाते हैं. That's okay. True. अरे school नहीं तो video game खेला होगा. No sir, never. कोई बात नहीं. आईएएस बन के कर लेंगे अगर तुम उम्मीद में हो तो. अब लेट हो गया वैसे तो बुढ़ापा आ गया, but that's okay. बचपन में होने जाना चाहिए. I want to tell you, when the air is moving from high pressure to low pressure. खुशी is saying, sir, if you are traveling by bus, no option. अरे ऑप्शन तो यार दिल में होते हैं, कहीं पे भी लगवा सकते हैं, ऐसी बात नहीं है. कोई बात नहीं, खुशी मिस हो गया, टेंशन मत लो, don't compare. You can think of other options. That's okay. So first of all, the air moves from high pressure to low pressure. This is what PGF. But remember, video game and all those things, they don't allow us to reach on time. They are like distractions. These are called frictional force. So movement of air is not just a matter of pressure gradient force. Moment anything is moving, there is friction also. Yes. कई बार ऐसा हो जाता है कि मैथ्स के टीचर ने, the mathematics teacher had given homework, physics teacher had given homework, and if you do not submit the homework today in the class, आज क्लास में सबके सामने कुटाई होगी. He has already threatened everyone. अगर homework नहीं आया तो you will be Ukraine, I will be Russia. Yes or no? That day also you don't feel like going to the school. That is called frictional force. Get that? Mama, I am not feeling well today. That is called frictional force. So I'm saying wind also feels those things. So the moment there is motion, there is something that opposes. Those are obstacles. What will be the obstacle? Can a mountain be an obstacle? Yes. Can the topography, relief and topography be an obstacle? Can a building be an obstacle? A house be an obstacle? No, sir. Come on. This is wind. Arey, have Burj Khalifa? No. Burj Khalifa. So I'm saying whatever is the unevenness of the surface of Earth, can it cause friction? So the wind should flow by this thing, by this PGF, but wind is impacted by frictional force also. Is everyone okay? And frictional force always acts opposite to the direction of the wind flow. Frictional force will always act opposite to the direction of the school. Yes or no? And girlfriend force is a very different force. That is called Coriolis force. So mama asked, why do you want to go to the school? No, mama, bas aaj tabiyat theek. No, everything was okay. Why? So finally, with very heavy heart, you tell her, mama, physics teacher is the problem. True or not? Then she says, okay, we will manage, don't worry. Or mama, result is coming out today, report card is going to come. Possible or not? So these are real forces. Frictional force is a real force. Get it? But why do you take this road? The road to school is this. Why do you take a bypass? This lane, this lane, this lane, this lane, this lane, and then pass this lane and this lane and this lane and this lane? Why do you take this stupid route to reach the school? Now this cannot be explained. Yes or no? You say भावनाएं हैं बस. क्यों उधर क्यों जाता है? उधर से ही मैं स्कूल जा रहा हूं ना. Why do you go that way? Can you explain it? सर टाइम पास के लिए जाते हो. Will you call it टाइम पास? इतने पावन और इतने पुण्य के कार्य के लिए जाते तुमको टाइम पास लगता है? सर तुमको लगता है मतलब तुमने बेइज्जती कर दी उस काम किया. कोई बात नहीं, जिसने नहीं किया उसे टाइम पास ही लगेगा, क्योंकि तुम तो सीधा ऐसे जाते थे, ऐसे गए, होमवर्क किया, वापस आ गए. तुम पीजीएफ पे ऑपरेट कर रहे थे. ये सब अब ये बताना मुश्किल है. दिस इज अ सूडो फोर्स. दिस डज नॉट स्टॉप एनीथिंग. ये बस डिफ्लेक्ट करती है. जब जब आती है डिफ्लेक्टिव फोर्स है. ये रास्ता भटकाती है. This causes a wind in northern hemisphere to deflect to the right and in the southern hemisphere to deflect to the left. पूछो कैसे? देखो कोई कारण नहीं है. It is just the beating of the heart. नहीं, ऐसे नहीं लिखना beating of the heart. Rotation of earth. It is because of relative motion. It is because of relative motion. Sir, I understand this, but I don't understand this. देखो इसके लिए कुछ एहसास चाहिए, कुछ एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए. अब नहीं है तो कोई बात नहीं. This does not apply. So what I am doing, I am erasing this. न सिर न दर्द. ठीक है, बंद मूल्य का सर ये बता रही थी. तो वैसे भी अब नहीं होना, ये हो चुका. ये हो चुका. अब तो अगर कर दिया तो ठीक है, नहीं हुआ तो पछताए होते क्या जब चिड़िया चुग गई खेत. सो फॉरगेट दैट. गेट इट? सो लिसन टू दिस. लिसन टू दिस. हाँ, ऑफलाइन क्लासेस में हो जाता है अभी भी कुछ लोग कि मैं उनके लिए नोट्स लिख रहा हूँ, कलर एंड ऑल दैट. सो कई आशिक ऐसे भी है. यूपीएससी बनेंगे नहीं बनेंगे, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. बट ऑनलाइन क्लासेस, डू वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस? सो कैन आई से दैट विंड्स आर अ रिजल्ट ऑफ PGF gives birth, frictional force opposes airflow. Yes or no? Starts only when air moves. If there is no air movement, there is no frictional force. And Coriolis force is what? A deflective force, which comes because of rotational earth that is there. Is everyone okay? So three set of forces drive the winds. To understand all this, we must understand the variation of pressure. So pressure variation must be understood latitudinally. अभी तक हमने क्या सीखा है? What have we learned till now? What was this? Altitudinal. Remember, this was altitudinal. Now we need to understand what? Latitudinal variation of pressure. So first of all, remember the latitudinal variation of temperature? It was expected to be horizontal lines, isotherms. Yes or no? Was it expected to be horizontal lines or not? Remember, if I am talking about isotherms, it was supposed to be 25, 20, 10, 5, 0. Yes or no? Now tell me, if the temperature is falling like this, should the pressure should also be there? This is not altitude, Priyank. This is latitude. Latitude, bache. Remember? Degree Celsius, degree Celsius. So can I say this should be low pressure, this should be high pressure? And the pressure should fall? True or not? So that is all ideal situation. But in reality, how do isobars behave? So today we are going to have a look at isobars. Is everyone okay? In order to find the global winds, like we did the global temperature distribution, we are supposed to learn the global pressure distribution. And pressure distribution will vary. Why? Because temperature is changing. True or not? Pressure and wind, three forces, pressure gradient and this thing. So can you see high pressure, low pressure? What is the direction of PGF? Is it this? Can you see this? But friction also comes, and what comes? Coriolis force. What does it do? It deflects. So instead of flowing like this, 1, actually the air is flowing where? 2. Deflection. Pressure gradient pushes towards low pressure. Coriolis force is always right angles to the direction of flow, 90 degrees. And friction is opposite to the airflow. What did I write? Friction is always, frictional force, opposes airflow. So where is the air flowing? In this direction. So where will the frictional force be? Opposite to that. Is everyone okay? This leads to the creation of a special wind called geostrophic wind, which somebody asked in the beginning of the class, which I said will not be done today. But yes, if we have come to this, the next level is geostrophic wind, which I'll do in the next class. Is everyone okay? Coriolis force, which I told you, if this was the wind, if this was the normal direction of the wind, can you see the wind has got deflected to the right? to the right in the northern hemisphere, to the left in the southern hemisphere. Deflection to left and deflection to the right. I just showed you all types of forces. Rocket के example अभी नहीं ले रहा हूँ. We'll take in some other class. Have you heard of low pressure and high pressure, cyclones and anticyclones? वहां पर आप देखेंगे the wind should go like this. The wind should go like this, but the wind actually turns like this, and the air starts turning anti-clockwise. This is because of Coriolis force. This again I will be explaining in the next class, because there I will tell you cyclones also. Global distribution of pressure system. Overall, the equatorial zone is the belt of low, around 1010. Remember the warmest one? This is called equatorial trough. Trough means low pressure. Lower pressure is conspicuous by contrast with the belt of higher pressure. Where is high pressure? 30 degrees is high pressure, which we call as subtropical high pressure belt. This belt is not continuous, but it is broken down into pressure cells. In the southern hemisphere, the 30-degree belt is a broad belt. Get that? It does not break. But in the northern hemisphere, it breaks because of land and water. Get that? The axis of low pressure, after 30 degrees, this is 0 degrees, this is 30 degrees, we get a 60-degree belt. And 60-degree belt is a low pressure belt. And around 90 degrees, Antarctica, we get what? High pressure belt. Do we get that? So Coriolis force deflects only the direction of the wind, doesn't affect the speed of the wind. Yes, Coriolis force is just a deflective force, but the wind airflow of the wind will be an outcome of the vector sum analysis. Get that? So that will be impacted, but not directly by Coriolis force. Not directly, but indirectly, the vector sum will be causing it. These pressure belts, along with isotherm belt, remember pressure belt and isotherm belt shift. They shift where? North and south because of the sun. They shift because of the sun. Sir, you are going too fast, sir. You are not explaining, because this will be explained in the next class. Tomorrow you don't have a class, so I want to give you a homework. Have you seen such a diagram in your NCERT? Yes, I think chapter number 11 is this, or chapter number 10 is this. Pressure and wind circulation. Chapter number 10 is this. I'm sure कुछ लोगों ने पढ़ भी लिया होगा, तो ये पढ़ के आएंगे. कल छुट्टी है, ये करके आएंगे. प्रेशर, सर्कुलेशन, और ये ट्राइसेल्युलर सेल बना हुआ उधर, जहां पे किसी ने जियोस्ट्रोफिक विंड पूछा है मुझसे. आपने ये पढ़ा होगा और आपको ये परेशान कर रहा है. वो मेरा काम, मैं इसको नेक्स्ट क्लास में बताऊंगा. मेड सिंपल. ओके, ऋषि सिंह सर, मेड सिंपल वाला पढ़ना नहीं पढ़ना अभी नॉट फ्रॉम मेड सिंपल. लेट मी मेक इट सिंपल, देन वी रीड मेड सिंपल. Everyone, can we read class 11th NCERT on pressure? Okay. Do you recognize this? So people who have looked at NCERT, उन्हें लगेगा हाँ यार ये तो है, वहाँ पे बना हुआ है. And this also is there. We need to understand this map. Remember we did a map of isotherms like this, that they bend. अब isobars की बात हो रही है. Isobars को हम next class में cover करेंगे. Is everyone okay? So this is called Hadley cell. That will also come, but it will come in the next class. Everyone, today's agenda of the class was, and let us see, have we delivered or not? Atmospheric stability and instability. Is everyone okay with that? Technical topic understood? Temperature inversion understood? Pressure belts, high pressure, low pressure, high pressure. Have you understood that? This discussion has not been done. This will be done in the next class. Next class will all be about circulation. Tomorrow there is no class. I have a request. You will understand many things very, very clearly अगर आपने NCERT किया होगा. Will I teach only to the NCERT level? No, I will go beyond that. So NCERT से circulation करना है, और made simple का only moisture करना है. उधर clouds है ना, clouds, types of precipitation, what is hail, what is mist, what is fog, and all those things, वो वहाँ से करना है, not the circulation part. Everyone very clearly written what has to be done, from where it is done. Is my class clear? Are you finding geography difficult or manageable? Answer writing in the next class when you have read something. जब कुछ कर लिया होगा, so we will be doing an answer, and I'm telling you answer writing will be on the winds. So next class we will have an answer also to be written in the class. But my request is, this is your first topic. Many of you are beginners in this. I want you to start with a lot of confidence. Yes, ये तो मैं कर सकता हूँ. That is why I am going this ways in this. Lecture 4 is done. Remember, 6 lectures are kept elementary for you. Those are basic things which we will be doing. Advanced things will come later. When you know the vocabulary, then I can play with those things. So that is going to be there. That is the scheme of things. People who have joined us late, I have a request. I am sure whatever I did, most of it you would have understood. But please go and repeat the classes. Foundation का भी और इसका भी, और पहला lecture जो होता है, which is course orientation and blueprint, that is there to solve many doubts you might have about what to read, how to approach. That will be important for you. Hindi and English people, both of you are able to understand. So I'm sorry the classes are getting extended by 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm not able to control that, because the topics with beginners, you ask so many questions and I don't want to skip those questions. I'm taking some extra time, and I hope you got some breaks also in between. I told you real stories. I'm not talking about ऐसे मन से बनाया मैंने. And don't think about the path which we were taking during going to the school. That was just a joke. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day. I'll see you day after tomorrow. Enjoy your vacation, one day off, but also read those basic things. Bye. Evening, I have a class on Indian climate. You can join that class at 6 p.m. in GS.